in the year 2039, Gotham City has no heroes. Its people, no hope. Its youth, no future.
Evening, boys and girls. Who's up for some laughs?
Terry McGinnis was part of the problem.
Right there.
You can't control your temper, and you'd better if you expect to get anywhere in life.
Yeah, I'll be a big success, just like you.
Until a moment of violence brought him to the door of a man named Bruce Wayne.
Let's put a smile on his face.
Leave him alone. Once known as the Batman.
Man, you're something. Are you okay?
Now, the Dark Knight will rise again to drive the shadow of evil from the streets of Gotham. Let's go! Supervillains, beware! There's a new Batman in town. Batman Beyond. Weeknights at 6:30.
You're pretty strong for some clown who thinks he's Batman.
I am Batman. Justice returns to Gotham.
Welcome to my world.
Only Toonami. The land of Eternia is a paradise with a problem. An act of betrayal has created the ultimate evil. My face! And his name is Skeletor.
Eternia will be mine!
Battle position! The only thing that can stop his evil horde is a legend no one believes in.
A hero shall emerge.
And a prince with an attitude.
All this battle training is just fun and games.
Now, a sword will choose its master. A boy will become a man. I have the power! And a hero will be born. Toonami is proud to present He-Man like you've never seen him before in an all-new original movie. Masters of the Universe. Next Friday at 4. Only Toonami.
4 turtles, mutated beyond recognition. For 15 years, the brothers hid in the sewers, training in the ancient ways of the ninja.
You cannot simply walk amongst the humans.
But we can certainly fly. Woohoo!
Now the teenagers finally surface, but the welcoming committee isn't quite what they expected.
Prepare to battle, costume fools.
We're not wearing costumes.
Don't miss the world premiere of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Saturday, February 8th, 10:30 a.m. Only in the Fox Box.
The original Justice League has become a memory.
I am resigning from the Justice League.
What's gonna happen to the League now?
We rebuild. From the ashes of that great conflict, a new team has arisen. A much, much bigger team.
Each of you brings something different to the table.
Old friends, new heroes. And And as usual, plenty of bad guys jumping up to get beat down.
Calm down, and I'll let you go. How about you kiss my ass?
Watch out, evildoers. There's nowhere to run, because this year they're all around you. The League is unlimited. Toonami presents an all-new original series, starring every superhero worth cheering for, and then some. Justice League Unlimited, premiering July 31st at 8:30 p.m.
Now where am I exactly?
Among friends.
There's strength in numbers. Only Toonami.
In a future where anyone could be a cyborg, cops are a little different. The legendary cyberpunk classic finally comes to television in an all-new original series, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. New episodes every Saturday night at 12:30. The future is now.
Every night around the world, the children sleep, unaware of danger lurking in the shadows. But this night, a strange tune floats on the wind, and the children, one by one, begin to disappear.
I wonder where she could be going.
They are taken to a land of sweet memories and used to power an evil that feeds on their dreams.
My wonderful black dream hole is consuming dream energy from children.
Now, it's up to Sailor Moon and the Sailor Soldiers to put an end to this nightmare. This time, they're gonna need
Sailor Uranus.
a little help.
Oh, Sailor Neptune.
Sailor Moon Super S, next Friday at 5:30. Dream on.
The children.
Only Toonami.
This place is a town of forgetfulness. 40 years ago, everything we knew was destroyed. The face of the planet changed forever.
There isn't anyone who really knows exactly what did happen.
The survivors left without memories. In the aftermath, a new society has formed.
I perform a much-needed job here in the city of amnesia.
In Paradigm City, the rich close themselves into giant domes, while the poor must live without protection. But one man stands for something more, and he does it in serious style.
As a professional, I just try to do my best.
His name is Roger Smith, the Negotiator.
Try this.
Goes against my principles, but I don't have a choice.
His allies, an android, a butler,
Leave this up to me.
and Big O.
It's showtime!
When they start a job, they always see it through.
Rest in peace! Bye-bye!
Enemies of Paradigm City, beware. There's a new robot on the block.
You're not going anywhere! You crazy little fool! You're gonna get yourself killed! Time to finish this!
Can't stay here if we do it.
It ends it once and for all!
Big O, weekdays at 5:30. Good guys still wear black. Only Toonami.
The destruction of Unicron has created a black hole, which threatens to swallow the planet.
Let's go.
Now, the Autobots' only hope is to find the ancient planet keys.
Prepare for battle!
But as usual, the Decepticons aren't playing along.
Beat it, Megatron! Oh, really?
Transformers Cybertron. New episodes, Saturdays at 7. Unlock the power.
Gotcha!
Only Toonami.
From beyond any known galaxy, bringing with them the laws and ideals of their doomed planet Thundera, come the Thundercats. Jaga, the wise. Tigra, the invisible. Chitara, the quick. Wily Cat and Wily Kit, a cunning junior duo. Patrol, the deadly. And the Snark. The Thundercats, all sworn to serve their young lord, Lion-O, and to instruct him in the secrets of the Eye of Thundera. the eye embedded in the hilt of the mystic Sword of Omens, and the source of the Thundercats' power.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats, ho!
Pursuing the Thundercats to Third Earth, and determined to possess the Eye of Thundera for their own evil purposes, are the hideous mutants of the planet Plundar, led by the reptilian Sly. They form an unholy alliance with the ageless devil priest of First Earth, Mumra.
Reactor engaged. Traction locked. All go.
Hello, hello, dear chat. I hope you're all doing well today. I know I've been streaming a lot lately. It's just stuff that I've had on the backlog, or just things I wanted to pop in and do. So I'm glad you all seem to be enjoying it, though. So, once again, what's the first thing we always do when we stream, chat? What's the first thing we always do? No, chat's gonna lag a little bit. Starry character, the first one there. No, Chad, not breakdance. I don't know if I could do that. Yes, housekeeping. So, a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, Purple or Pedo Sacramentan is still coping, seething, screeching, and losing it everywhere because him and his pedophile friends were bullied again the other night. So, be aware that is still going on, and it's really, really funny. Secondly, unreleased sequels. You'd have to specify what. Secondly, if you want some entertainment, which I know it's going to sacrifice my viewership if you want, Vlad's currently bullying and beating the brakes off of Malcolm, who has been trying his best to paint me as a child predator for months now because I slapped the hand of his creepy little friend, Cy Scribbles, who let children access porn in her server, because, gotta be sane. So, what are we talking about tonight, though? What is the discussion today? Well, once again, I'm bullying the elderly. I'm going back to the people that I'm in a community with. And as much as Chad hates that word, it's the only one we have to describe it with. So, maybe we should use fandom? I don't know. What do you think, chat? If we're avoiding using the word community, what should we do? But anyways, so, some background, dearest chat. For a while now, and you guys might remember some of this when I went over the debate between Boog Nice and Talker Art last year or 2023. I can't remember which one it was, right? There's been some beef between the crew from 3PO8 Podcast and other people in the community, such as Boog and Shardimus Prime. I'm not even kidding. That is the name he chose and decided to stick with. And what is the beef about? What is the terrible thing? Have they accused these men of predation? Have they called Boog Nice and Shardimus all the slurs? No. They pick on them for being corporate bootlicking shills, make a few memes about them, none of which are super personal, by the way, none of which attack their family or anything, because everybody knows I have lines I draw. And if they cross that line, I wouldn't be around them either. I want to be very, very clear about that, and they know these things. So, what did they do in response to all of this? Did they do what adults do and respond back making fun of them? Did they ignore it? Did they take the high ground and just call them, cringe and gay? No. No, dear chat. What these grown men decided to do is unironically, and again, this is over memes and snipes, but unironically, try to start a fist fight, or provoke one at least, in the panel audience at San Diego Comic-Con. Grown men that offended. It's amazing. It is indeed amazing. So, is there any evidence to corroborate this on their end? Because again, I know what Ryan and Chad, because they're the two primary people involved. I know what their side of things are. I think there's a stream about it somewhere. I don't have it on hand. I'm Ryan may send it to me later. I don't know if we need to. I don't think we need to. But Boog and Shartimus decide, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. And we're going to talk like we were in the right while literally just saying the quiet parts out loud. So this is a stream that's an hour and 42 minutes long. We're going to try to figure out where they start talking about this. Actually, I think I might have the timestamp. So let me just look real quick while the chat discusses amongst themselves. But it is the stupidest thing I have seen actual adults do for at least a hot minute or two, maybe 3 minutes. I'm not really sure which. It's just, I will never understand these people, right? And I get it. I get it. Sometimes people can piss you off. Sometimes people piss me off. And I am not personally, I am not above getting in someone's face if I think it's justified, right? But in this case, if somebody's making memes that aren't like calling me a kid toucher or something, I'm not going to care. Nobody should care. But here we are. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right time span because I don't want to have to subject all of you to 1 minute or 1 hour and 42 minutes. Then again, I probably should have done this before the stream. Eli, apologies, not the time, but where would you recommend starting off with Thundercats or Silverhawks? Add episode 1 of either of them, frankly. Well, we're just going to get into this and see where that goes. Now, we're going to put it at 2 times speed because, you know, I know the modern Zoomers in some cases that we talk about here or have to deal with, they talk pretty fast, so it can get very difficult. However, these guys talk slow, so it's okay. Boog also confronted Laserpants and Bobby at Legion's Con. I was literally buying myth at Legion's Customs at the booth next to Bobby's when it happened. You know, at some point, these guys just need to get punched in the mouth just one good solid time. So, anyways, here's what this says. The views and opinions expressed by individual hosts do not necessarily reflect the panel or articulated comic book art, which is Boog's podcast, as a whole. We're just talking our crap and having fun, lol. It's all love. So I wonder if that would still abide if one of the people said a slur. I'm curious. Let's do it! Come on. 2 times speed, and it's still... Really? This thing was on screen for 23... It was on screen for a minute! Are you kidding me? It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. No. I'm not going to get copyright struck because Boog wants to reminisce on a freaking sitcom that wound up terrible. I said it. Actually, one of my friends is named after Stephen Urkel on that. All right, let's see here.
How was your Comic-Con experience, though?
Dude, it was much better than last year. Last year, I keep fucking saying it all the time, but dude, last year was unbearable. It was like 100 plus degrees every day. Like, walking
Congrats, Jesse.
was like something I hated doing. Like, whenever we would hang out, and Fabio was like, "Hey, let's go drop stuff off at the car." Like, dude, just let me fucking carry this shit instead. Like, I don't want to walk up here. So it was good. It was good. Getting all the exclusives was really easy this year. Like, unless you wanted that Doc Nocturnal, I think you had it free.
Everybody thank Chad. He gave us the time frame around 30 minutes in. Bless you, Chadman.
In like the past couple years with some of the moves that you've made, and I just felt like we weren't kind of standing in solidarity on certain things. And I feel like you maybe made some questionable decisions or moves in terms of like integrity and just like friendship and loyalty and shit like that. And it kind of like pissed me off. And we haven't been in the best space because of it. But obviously, you know, things are much better now. But yeah, I think that we had like kind of going our separate ways for a little while. Not that we weren't friends or anything like that, but that, you know, you were doing a lot of soul searching and like figuring out your way and figuring out shit and having a few different epiphanies and shit like that for us to come back to this moment this weekend and for me to...
He went upon a samurai Shuyosha, a warrior's journey. For what? I don't know.
Both of us to just stay in solidarity and be like, yo, I got your back, yo, I got your back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like this nonsense within the community has reached another boiling point, another tipping point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I apologize to you, you know, few times privately, but you know what I mean. I think it's appropriate to say it again in one public forum that, you know, yeah, I feel like in the sake of me trying to make my project as successful as it could be, I felt like I made some bad choices, man.
Yep.
And
some background because you're gonna need to know it. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not mocking the initiative. All right. My personal opinion is if you have the gumption and the creative energy to try to put out your own independent toy line, that, by its sheer nature, should be applauded. Just by the fact that it's a creative endeavor, right? However, when it comes to Shardamus, he had a Kickstarter too, actually, for the same project. Both failed, that he called Street Humans. And what was the point of the Street Humans? Well, a lot of things in the toy community, collector space, yada yada. And sorry, Chad, I'm going to keep triggering you with that word, so trigger warning here. No hate to Chad, just I have to use the word. A lot of them are really into toy photography. Like, even I've started delving a little bit more into it that you can see on my Instagram. But one thing a lot of these people miss, because it's primarily like comic book characters, is they kind of need, you know, the foot soldiers to the villains, essentially. And a lot of the times, toy lines don't often put those things out. So the purpose of Street Humans was to serve two purposes. Number one, his own story about an alien race that brought their battle to Earth and referred to humans as street humans because they're humans walking on the street. Now, he claims, this is where I think he's just flat out lying. He claims he didn't know about street sharks before this, because that's what everybody points out to, at least if I recall correctly. Or that it wasn't inspired. And the latter might be true. But I'm sorry, but if you grew up in the 90s, you hear street humans, your first thought isn't, humans that walk on the street. It's literally freaking street sharks. So, these characters had interchangeable heads. Some were animalistic, some were alien. And then you have the regular human look and, you know, gang members and all that other stuff. It was supposed to be a booster to essentially make fodder for your armies, right? Which is fine. But he did not do it well. And, all right, so before the stream started, the last thing you saw wasn't even a commercial, right? That was actually the promo pitch. The promo pitch reel. The proof of concept for Thundercats, right? So what could you tell on that? That they fleshed out the basic idea, they understand the general consensus of what the characters are, their motivations, their personality, what the general like storyline is. Shardamus can't really do that with his. He is all over the place. If you don't believe me, you're welcome to, by any chance, go on to 3PO Podcast and listen to the interview he did there about his Street Human lines in his car. And again, I'm not going to mock him for being in his car. He was hustling. That's whatever. It probably should have scheduled better. But yeah, it was a disaster because there was nothing there that really grabbed you, right? There wasn't like a new brand of articulation or a different brand, like perhaps taking from a foreign brand or an import brand. There was nothing like visually appealing about it. It was just, hey, here's some human beings. Ta-da. Because we do have some companies that do actually put out, well, they're third party, sometimes we can call them bootleg, like Dragon Ball figures, right? And they'll give the characters like animal heads that you can swap out for regular like Dragon Ball character heads to try to skirt any sort of litigation. So that thing is already there. It is something that happens, but not in the way that he was trying to pull it off. So it didn't go so well. And then what started the big beef between Shardamus and Laserpants? Well, one of the dumbest things in the world. So unfortunately, and this isn't his fault, and I'm not going to bully him over this. Like I don't bully people over things that are not their fault, right? Things they can't control. Shart's van got broken into. Now, Laserpants, a bit of a meme lord. Sometimes a dick in the friendliest way if he likes you. And he asked, did Street Humans do it? Now, if my vehicle got broken into, and Ryan Laserpants asked, I don't know, did the mutants do it? I'd probably have a pretty good laugh. I'd probably think it was funny. You know? Not Shardamus. Somehow he interpreted that as racism. I'm not sure how. I wasn't aware that the toy line was an actual race, but who knows? And has been mad at him ever since. So, that's a little bit of background, so you guys know what's being talked about. I know it's a bit of a sidebar, but you know. And for the record, if Chad, Ryan, probably Michael, he's probably going to listen sooner or later, Bobby, if anybody wants to call in or have their say, they can. That's fine. You guys know how to reach me. But we're going to continue. We're going to continue with the silliness, the hee-hee, the giggles.
Since then, I felt like really deeply regretful and sorry for making those choices. You know, at the time, I really thought I was doing the best thing, and it's like clearly not. And yeah, it's embarrassing. There's like a lot of feelings that go along with it. But like the last thing I wanted to do was to kind of like, you know, do anything disrespectful towards you, you know? And it's like, that's kind of like how I felt like, you know, that's where my choices led. And it really made me feel like shit for fucking, I mean, it still makes me feel like shit, but like, I expressed that to you many times how bad I felt about it.
No doubt. I mean, for people out there, like, Russ and I speak pretty often, and not just about bullshit. Just
wait, hold on. Firstly, that is a good idea, Jeff. But secondly, all of the characters are POC. I'm sorry, what? So these are supposed to be background characters primarily for superheroes to fight. And he made them all POC. But Ryan's the racist for making the joke about the villain background characters breaking into a car or a van. I'm sorry, I feel my brain like shutting down.
About like real life shit too, like, you know what I mean? So we speak pretty often and kind of confide in each other in certain real life things too, like, you know what I mean? And talk about real life shit. Probably way more than we talk about bullshit. We talk about real life shit. So
right. And it's, you know, and it's like, yeah, I felt like, especially, you know, having you as a friend that's been there for me like every time, like you never hesitate.
Okay, if it was Chicanos, depends on what was stolen. Was the radio or the catalytic converter? Yeah, it was probably my people.
to help or anything like that, you know, and you've always been there. So it's like, it really felt like, you know, I did it, you know, it was foolish on my part. I felt like also, you know, I feel like I kind of have misplaced faith in other people that I was really kind of hanging on to and hoping for. And you know, I you know, misplaced trust and hope in certain people that you tried to warn me about that I didn't fucking, you know, that I didn't fully pay attention to. And, or I paid attention to it, but
the trust and hope, I would imagine, is they should always be positive all the time.
Maintained hope towards people that didn't deserve that. And, you know, so it's like mistakes, you know, as time goes, you know, as we live our lives, like, you know, we make mistakes. And I've definitely, you know, I hope I've learned something from those mistakes. So
no doubt. So yeah, I just want to kind of, I don't want to spend a lot of time on some of this stuff, but just a little bit of context and laying the groundwork for this. I'll say that we can go back to New York Toy Fair of like, what was that? That might have been like 2018 or something like that, 2017 or something like that, because this was before COVID for sure. And at that New York Toy Fair, and for the sake of this, I'm not pulling no punches. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't normally mention these people by name on my channel, but I don't got no cool nicknames for these people right now. So what's Tokard's real name?
Well, I remember his
name is Ryan.
Ryan?
Rob.
All right. So I remember that Toy Fair because, and I made mention of this when we sat down on your show when we were supposed to be mediating the situation, but I made mention of the fact that he was there kind of following you around during that time. You remember that, right?
Yeah, we were staying. Yeah, I was staying with him at New York or New Jersey. Actually, we were staying in New Jersey.
Got it. Okay. And my thing with that dude in particular is that like he kind of just always been like a big fan of yours, I guess, more like a stan, but also like really just kind of like hating on you at the same time and shit. And I never saw any like level of like real respect that he had for you. Like he was just trying to use you to like come up and to, I don't know, he was just tagging along, hanging on to you.
For the record, I have some inside baseball. No. What they consider like insulting is being a bit critical, because, you know, I have some of you guys are critical of what I do, right? Some of you guys give me criticism, which is fine. It's fair game. So long as it's not insane, like the lunatic I had to talk about on my community post last night. Good God, stay away from kids, please. But Ryan actually went to bat for Shardamus multiple times. It's actually spared Shardamus unironic grief. Ryan has actually, like, put himself at one point between Shardamus and me going after him. At least once. Granted, that was a couple years ago. And he's done it to other times, too, back then. But obviously that stopped now because, frankly, Shardamus has just shown that he's a child. He's a pussy. He can't handle anything. And look, I know we're used to dealing with the ACC, the art commentary people, a lot of younger people sometimes, or people in their early 20s who, if you say the name of somebody they don't like in Discord, you have to censor it because you'll trigger them. Some stupid crap like that, right? Stupid crap. These guys are worse. And I'm almost impressed. Because, you know, I grew up in the same time frame. I'm not like this. I don't melt down over the word shill. Like, they could make a meme about me tonight. And I'd probably think it's funny. And if you want examples of this, all right, so a couple years ago, I was beefing with, you know, Gilded Poo and Gallagher memes and all those people. If you go on to Gallagher's channel, the Gallagher memes, he's done like 2 or 3 memes about me where he takes real situations I've been in, hyper exaggerates them, makes it look insane, and I think it's the funniest thing in the world. Like, he's got one, the first one, where I walk in on Coyote doing terrible things to Zerkalo in a sexual manner, and the response is, "Coyote, I can't believe this. And it's not about the fact that he's banging a zoophile. It's, you're having coitus out of wedlock? I now must bathe you in holy fire. It cracks me up every time I see it. It's where, like, 2 handguns come up from under the screen and I shoot him. Like, I'm sorry, I just love it. It's amazingly funny to me. But, like, that's not exactly flattering, but it's hilarious. So it's funny. Like, you can have that. These guys just can't take that.
And I remember seeing him there, and, you know, we kept meeting eyes, and I'm like, yo, who is this dude? And I didn't realize until after the fact who he was, after we like left or something like that, and he told me who it was. But prior to that, he and I had some words online because I commented on one of his videos, talking to somebody else, not even talking to him. And like, you know, we had like a back and forth with this other person, and I think he thought that I was talking to him, and clearly he must have been holding on to whatever he had to say to me forever, because he was like, oh, this is the first time you comment on my video, and you say this, and like going on about how big his collection is, and this and that. And I'm like, bro, you must have been holding on to that for a long time. Like, he went on and on. I was like, man, I wasn't even coming at you in any type of way or whatever. But now I see your true colors have come out and how you feel about me. Cool, no problem. From that point on, I stayed totally away from him. But he would still do like little things, make little comments, and like whatever. And I told you, this was like 2017, 2018 or some shit like that. We are in 2025 now, you know what I'm saying? So from that point on, up until you and I sat down on the live and he and I had our conversation at Comic-Con 2 years ago, he would just be going on and on, invoking my name, saying this, saying that, going back and forth. I tried to outline this before when we sat down. I think...
Invoking my name. I am a powerful major.
It kind of went over a lot of people said, or whatever the case may be, but he's been like doing this shit and going crazy since then. I've barely ever responded to him. I think I've responded through text or on a video or some shit, like once maybe to him when he commented on one of my videos. Like, he has been trying to get my attention and, you know, just acting like a stan since then, basically. So I already didn't care for him. And then when I saw him at Toy Fair and he didn't say anything, you know what I'm saying, I was just like, all right, fuck this dude. So when things really boiled over after Comic-Con, when we saw each other, just...
If there's somebody you have direct contact with that's a fan of yours, and you can communicate with them, you can just tell them you're uncomfortable about something. You can just tell them, hey, can you dial this back? I've had to do it. These grown men apparently can't. Instead, they just conspire and talk about, oh, I had a bad feeling the whole time. Oh, you stupid pussy.
Like, yo, you've been talking about me, talking shit for however many years now, and now I see you, and you want to act like we cool or something like that. Like, no, I'm not cool with you. I don't respect you. You clearly don't respect me, so we're not cool in no way, shape, or form. And then he had already linked up with all of these other...
Civility is expected. Respect is earned.
Cocksuckers from the 3POA podcast or whatever the case may be, and they was...
Oh, they're cocksuckers. Well, we got homophobia here.
Just on their mission to tear you down, or whatever the fuck they were doing. And I couldn't understand why, through all of that, even after the fact, when we got together on the stream for you to try to mediate the situation, why you was even still continuing to pretend like you was cool with these people. And then even after the stream, or during the stream, this is when shit really just was over for me. Because during the stream, I'm sure you remember the comments in the stream.
Yeah, some of that shit, some of that shit straight went over my head. So there's people saying some things in there that I honestly didn't even know was like...
This is true. If you'll remember, chat, I was very critical of that when I covered it. If you are, like, streaming something, and somebody's unironically being racist, I want to be very clear. The guy who said that to Book, I actually got in the face of in the 3POA Discord. Like, he was just being racist to Boog. Now, you can say what you want about Boog. You can say he's a crybaby. You can say he's a cry bully. You can mock him for being soft. Don't be a freaking racist, you worthless, gutless weasel. Kill yourself. You can point out what he's actually done instead of pointing out, oh, you're black, here's a slur, moron. So that was fair criticism. Problem with Boog is he expects people to kowtow to him and give him some BS red carpet treatment, kowtow you. No, I get it. No.
Like a thing that people say?
I mean, it was just for people out there, there was a lot of racist shit. There was a lot of personal shit. They was attacking my wife. They were saying racist shit. And then the shit that really annoyed me was that Ryan was down there in the comments, like, kind of like egging the shit on. And it's just like, all right, I understand that y'all do this troll shit and y'all like to talk about people in the community and do all this wild shit. But for you to be there and knowing what these people are saying and knowing the vitriol behind that and the shit that they're saying, for you to be there egging that shit on, that means that you're co-signing that shit. So at that particular point, I knew right then and there that I would never...
I don't think Ryan co-signed any of the racism. I honestly think he didn't catch some of it. Like... And part of that is because, well, I love Ryan. He's white as the driven snow.
Respect these dudes. I would never be friends with these dudes, and it was personal at that particular point. It's beyond fixing. It's beyond a conversation. We're not sitting down. We're not talking. We're not doing none of that no more at that particular point. And again, since that time, all the way up into now, these dudes have been continuing to attack you, attack me, superimpose our faces on this and that. Every other live, they talking about you. They talking about me, this and that. You never respond. I never respond. I never really say much of anything. I say something every so often, but I don't be going back and forth online and doing all of this weak shit that they be doing.
Oh, I did a little bit.
That was me. I'm switching out the hands of an action figure because autism.
You know, I did a little bit on. There's like a post on Instagram that set some of them off hella bad because I was like, well, I'm gonna fucking talk shit. You know what I mean? Just because I was like, hey, look, these guys want to fucking, you know, I was like, you know what? These guys are gonna shit post. I'm gonna shit post a little bit too. So I just talked a little bit shit right back. You know. And one of those things, I had my van got broken into in the city.
Yes. Hey, yo, let me say this too. The van shit was kind of funny. I'm not like so like uptight and so like serious as people like to say that I can't recognize when some shit is funny. A lot of shit is corny as fuck. A lot of these dudes is corny as fuck. Sometimes it'd be some funny shit, like, you know what I mean? But I can't really like even enjoy the comedy of some of this shit because it's gotten to the point of like straight disrespect. Like, and that's where it got with Rob and me when he made that video and when you came in and was like, all right, this is getting out of hand or whatever. It's to the point now with all.
Is he referring to you, Rob of Infinite Realms? Is that who he's referring to? Is that the Rob he's talking about?
All these dudes where it's at a level of disrespect that there's no coming back from at this particular point. So anytime I see,
oh no, not being disrespected on the internet,
any one of them in person, I'm going to say something. I'm going to approach you. It is what it is. I'm bearing the lead here a little bit, but I wanted to say that even after that, when you and I sat down, the shit that really pissed me off with you was that you still felt obligated to go on the show when you knew that these dudes don't respect you, don't respect anything, and that you was gonna go up there and they were just gonna be clowning you, and that's basically what they did, and that shit pissed me off to no end because it's just like, yo.
If you go on that stream, and you think they're actually clowning on him, brother. You've never seen them clown on people. Like Bobby wanted to actually go in on him, but actually just gave him solid advice.
That doesn't show a great level of integrity. That's how I felt about it. I felt like you were like sacrificing your integrity to make sure that your Kickstarter was successful, and I hated that for you, and I hated that for us just being friends. Like, you know what I mean? So again, this is just me being completely transparent about how I felt about it and talking to you about it really for the first time publicly, even though we've
Talker Art. Okay, real name's Rob.
Honest about it. The fact that you went on there and still after all of that was just like, and then you got up there, and then this cocksucker had the nerve to have on the shirt kind of bastardizing my logo and all of that.
It's an idea, Agumon.
In your face with the shit, and it's been that again constantly with these dudes,
Yeah, man. That's basically it. Yeah, no, that's 100% it. I did sacrifice my integrity a bit for the sake of, wanting to get my Kickstarter funded. I mean, to be honest with you, though, also at the same time, even after all that shit, like at that particular time, I still had a little bit more faith in people in general that they could kind of turn around, and it was
And by turn around, he means act exactly the same way he does, just so we're all clear on what he means.
I mean, it was misguided faith that I shouldn't have had, but Ryan was a Patreon supporter, big time supporter of my content for many, many years. When I had first gotten the Kickstarter idea, Bobby was, at the very beginning, until he saw the line as a threat, he was very helpful,
Bobby makes a paramilitary line. Yours is just random dudes. How are you not on the best day you ever had, buddy? Not on the best day you ever had. That's like, I don't know, what comparison can I make here? That's like saying the Dragon Ball Z figure arts line is a threat to, I don't know, the Mezco Batman figures. Like, are you on crack? Do you need, like, intervention here?
Part of me felt like, well, these guys, did do things for me. They did look out for me in some way or another on top of it. Also, I mean, like, Ryan was basically begging for me to come on the show on top of it,
Begging.
And a part of me felt bad because I had a concert to go to and everything, and I did talk about flaking, and, I felt like they weren't going to, host the show in good faith. So Ryan made a promise. I told him, I was like, look, dude, I'm like, it's not gonna work out for me doing it. And you have that ACBA ripoff shirt on there. Like, I don't want to see that shirt on there. And he's like, well, I can't just like take it off now. I still have some in stock. But what I could do is I could remove it after I sell out, and then I won't put any more back up there anymore.
Yeah, that was all bullshit. Again, like, I feel like like they
Who
were
cares?
on you.
Yeah, oh my God!
And just being really laser focused on trying to get your project funded and get your thing funded. And I feel like you like kind of capitulated to these dudes, and that was just totally not necessary. Because in the end, to be real, it didn't even fucking matter. And
I would have been better off if I didn't show up on that live stream.
You know what? I'm just gonna be a dick. If Falgi or Cloudy or any of them hear this, all right, which I doubt because they probably don't care about this. If you make T-shirts with like the letterhead I have of my channel banner, and you haven't listed what you guys call me, Lion Convict, and you sell that as a sticker or T-shirt, that'd be the funniest thing in the world. I would buy a sticker immediately.
Stream at all. Like, it would have just been better for me. First off, it would have showed a little bit more backbone on my part. You know what I mean? Like, whether or not it got funded or not, at the end of the day, what I should have been thinking to myself was, hey, look, if it doesn't get funded, at least I have my integrity.
Right.
But now look, it didn't get funded, and I lost my integrity. Double lose, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, I fucked up, man. I fucked up, and it's like, I deserve the repercussions from that, like, it hurt me that you're upset at me and everything, and I never got mad at you for being upset at me. It's not like I ever thought that, I never tried to deflect or put it back on you in any kind of way for you not being happy with the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never said, oh, you're sensitive. Well, no, I fucked up. That was like straight up fuck up.
But I mean, the thing that I want to like kind of touch on though is that like, yeah, it's admirable for you to say, yo, I fucked up, and I got love for you regardless. I love you regardless. Like, we friends, we real friends. But I'm just trying to figure out even what the catalyst for any of this is, or what's the point of any of this shit. Like, I feel I love this shit. I love collecting. I love displaying. I love talking about toys. Everything, any and everything I have to do with toys, I'm there. But this aspect of collecting is just gross, and it's just like, all for what? Like, at the end of the day, what's wrong with these dudes? Like, what's the beef? Like,
I don't know. What's the point of doing a toy review? Are you trying to inform your audience? Because I've seen some of the toy reviews these two have done. It's not really audience informing. It's more of just bigging up a company. You want to know why? You want to know what the purpose is? They think it's funny. All right, that's the purpose. And in some cases, it's a form of criticism. So, there you go. Sorry I had to walk a grown man to that.
What's the real beef? Why are you going on and on and on and on, and we not responding, and you still going on and on and on and on?
Yeah.
How many interactions have you had with Hector?
With who?
Exactly.
Who?
The elite dude.
Oh, I don't know that guy. Yeah, I really, I think, I mean, a little bit I understand him. He seems like a weirdo.
Right.
But like, yeah, I don't know that dude. I mean, yeah, I'm aware that, you know, that he's used my face in like every video, but like that's another desperate clickbait channel. Like,
just for context, I told you they talk really slow, right? This is literally at 2x speed, and it's still slow.
That will use my name and my face to get clicks. Like, he's not the first one to do that. You know, which is at the end of the day is actually kind of an honor. Can you believe that? Like, some random ass channel can use my face and get views just from using my face and talking shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's
over and over again, to the point where Ryan will have him on the show to just do a slideshow of your face and my face and go on and on and on and on. I don't get it. Is he slow? Is he like slow for real?
I don't know, man. Somebody had to explain words to you and why people do things. I don't know if Ryan's the slow one, but Ryan, if you're here and you're listening to this, at some point you need to do like a video of Beef's past and put them on slideshows playing "I Will Remember You. Will you remember me?" just go to the lines with it. It'd be amazing.
Like I said, I don't know him, but I think it's weird. I think it's some weird shit. I think it's some shit where, like, I think some people don't have social circles and they just don't know how to like act around other people or whatever, or they're stuck.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't understand it. It's fucking weird. It's weirdo behavior. It's out of this world. So,
or it's probably like most of the time it's having like people that are like that. They don't have a lot of, like, you've said this number of times, but I think you're 100% right. Some people just need a hug. Some people just, like, some people weren't hugged enough. You know what I mean? And it happens in a lot.
And some people need to be punched in the mouth, like these two.
A lot of families where, you know, like maybe like these people grew up not really being loved that much. My family loves me. You know, if my YouTube channel explodes and
this is something he does, by the way. If you don't act in the way he wants, and I mean like not even making moral choices, right? Just you're not being super positive. He starts assuming things about your upbringing, like you weren't hugged, you weren't loved enough. Well, you know what, Shark? You weren't beaten enough. How's that sound? You didn't have enough. I'm gonna pull a Miyazaki. You suck because you haven't dealt with enough adversity. How's that sound?
You know, I lose both arms. I can't play drums. I can't play with toys. Can't do videos. It's like my family will always be there.
Right.
You know, so it's like
some people don't have that.
Some people don't have that. Yeah, and I think that's what causes kind of like a little bit of. And these guys are envious, clearly envious, jealous, right? Like, or else why would you spend so much time talking about what other people have that you don't have?
Or what other people are doing? Period.
Or what other people are doing that you're not doing? Like, it's weird. Yeah.
I don't think they've ever talked about having something they don't have that you have. As far as talking about other people and what they do, welcome to the Nightly News. Welcome to human interaction. Welcome to communication. Like, I should not have to explain basic human concepts. Like, unironic, like, anthropological definition for community stuff. Like, seriously?
It's just an endless amount of this. If people don't know, I feel like that's another side of YouTube. They have a very specific fan base that I think is very online. You know, I said this in a video a couple days ago that I don't think it's like a real kind of tangible love, like how we like reached out and shook hands and like hugged and dapped up all these other people in the community this weekend. I don't feel like their support is like that, but there is a network of these.
You're wrong about that, because I met these men at Joe Fest 2024. No, they've got a lot of love behind the people who support them or are on their show. So factually incorrect. Actually. I wanted to have a drum off with Shardy Puss, the Highlander only doll collectors. Okay.
Like, for YouTubers that all click together and all get together to just hate on any and everybody else, and mostly you. you get the brunt of a lot of this shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm the easy target.
So they've started bringing other people into their conglomerate and, like, you know, showing love to Hector and all these other fucking degenerates and whatever the case may be. So fast forward to this weekend. Unbeknownst to either one of us, we both
I think he needs to figure out what the word degenerate means, because it doesn't mean what he thinks it does.
Confronted Ryan about the shit that he's been saying, about him talking shit for however many years now. And I was actually sitting behind Ryan and this Chad dude, who, again, I've never met this dude, a very similar situation to you and Hector. I've never met this dude, but they were sitting in front of me in the Jada panel. I don't think that they saw me, but I saw them and I sat there behind them the whole entire time. And then when the panel was over, I waited for them. I was with a couple of people, but I made sure that the people that I was with went on about their business so I could be by myself and I could confront these dudes by myself. So when it looked like I was ganging up on them, nothing like that. I made it a point to be by myself when I confronted these dudes. So me and Ryan locked eyes. He saw it was me, and he started smiling. He was like, "Hey man, what's up?" I didn't say anything, and then the Chad dude was walking up at the same time, and I forget what me and Ryan said to each other initially, but I didn't say anything for the first couple of times that he said something, and then I got in between him and Chad, and I was like, "Yo, what's your name?" And he was like, "I'm Chad." I was like, "Do you know who I am?" He was like, "Yeah, you Bug." And I was like, "So this is our first time meeting, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So why the fuck do you keep having shit to say about me? We never met, we never had any interactions, but you feel comfortable just kind of like speaking on my name and saying shit about me."
Okay, so this is not a defense of the pedophile in chief. I want to be very clear. I don't care for him. I don't care for any politicians. I've been very clear about that. Boog, you talk about him all the time. You talk about people you don't like that you've never once met all the time. What is this level of argumentation? I've never had an interaction with you, therefore you can't have an opinion of me. Oh my goodness, kill yourself.
And he was on the phone, I guess. He's like, "Dude, I'm talking."
Well, feel free to type out how it went, Chad. Unless you want to just call in, like, for a few minutes before you start your stream, because then we can hear your side of things if you want to say it more directly. I'm cool with that. I am on the Facebook Messenger. You ain't got to do no funky Discord things if you need to. Let me know if you're up for it.
Talking to my wife. I was like, so? I don't give a fuck. I'm talking to you. and you know, we all started talking, but they were like trying to walk out of the panel. And I'm talking around and I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Like, why you keep mentioning my fucking name? Like, what's up with you? What is your major malfunction? What is the deal? At some point, he turns to Chad and he's like, oh, trying to stop Chad from talking because he kept saying he's on the phone with his wife. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck that you're on the phone with your wife. Like, we here face to face, man to man. Like, tell me what the deal is. Tell me what the problem is that you have.
If he's on the phone with somebody, at least wait, stupid. Because what you're doing there is you're cutting attention. And you're making a mule of yourself, because then you look like the dickhead, which, again, they are. And also, there are so many better ways. Oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. Have fun with Bobby. But, like, a more impactful way, honestly, because I've done this to people before, is when let's assume the worst, that Ryan and Chad were, like, snaky and dishonest. The best way to respond to somebody like that is when they go in to shake the hand or whatnot, you just put your hand up and said, no, thank you. I'd rather not interact with you. I don't appreciate the way you talk, and I don't appreciate what you do. And you turn around and you walk away. Or if you just go ham, you can punch them. I mean, you could do that. But, you know, take one of those two lanes. This nonsense, this chest-thumping garbage, it's not impressing anybody. It makes you look like a child.
And why you feel comfortable?
Especially when somebody's on the phone with his freaking wife. You're beefing with a dude on the phone. Are you high? Or do you work for Subway?
We're just speaking on my name and talking shit about me when we've never had any interaction. Ryan says to him, oh, well, Boog, you kind of became a meme. So he was just like, I'm like, you're a fucking meme. Like, what are you talking about? What does that even mean?
Did you really just use somebody? Are you kidding me? Yeah, but you're a towel. You're a towel.
And they still trying to walk away. I'm getting louder and louder as we walk in towards the other end. And I'm just feeling like I want to slap the shit out of both of these dudes. That's just the honest thing. But nobody's going to do that inside Comic-Con. It would not be smart.
So they're disengaging, walking away, and you're pursuing them. So once again, you're proving that you are the aggressor here. Now, there's something that is said later on here that when we get to it, it's going to be the funniest thing in the world. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute.
It would not be a good idea. But I feel like it's past the point of any real conversation because there's been ample opportunities. Oh, the one thing that Ryan did say when we were still inside the Jada panel was he was just like, yo, you want to like have a beer? Which was a callback to years ago when he and I spoke in private message. And I was like, man, I'm good. We'll meet up next time and we'll have a beer. We'll hammer this out. And that very next show that they did, they had Rob on and started talking mad shit about me. They had Anthony's Customs on there, whatever. And then I spoke to him again after that show and I was like, yo, I thought we decided that we was dead in this shit and we was going to leave it alone. And he said, oh, well, that was dumb. I wasn't talking about you. I was like, all right, so you have no control over your show? I'm like, I didn't even mention this shit to my podcast mates because I didn't want them to take it and say anything or blow it up. I was really trying to keep it cool and just make everything cool. So anyway, fast forward back to this past weekend. He was like, you want to have a beer? I'm like, I don't want to have a fucking beer. What you fucking talking about? Anyway, that was day one. Whatever day the Jada panel was, again, they moseyed on off and Ryan was trying to pull Chad and they didn't want no part of what I was trying to say. At that particular point, obviously this was a Jada panel. There was a lot of people there. A lot of people saw our interaction, the fact that we had words. He also had said something to the effect of, I'm going to say whatever I want to say online. He did say that. And that was that. So again, unbeknownst to me, the very next day, you kind of did the same shit. I didn't know that you were going to do this. We didn't speak about it, but you could tell it from your perspective.
I mean, yeah. So I was at the G.I. Joe classified panel, and I got there a little bit early, and ran into Mega J Retro and Danny, and I was sitting, kind of in the middle, front left. By the way, that G.I. Joe classified panel, that room was way bigger than the Marvel Legends panel.
Oh, was it? I was about to say that before that I thought that the Marvel Legends panel was robust, but I was like maybe the G.I. Joe panel was actually even larger.
I mean, it may have been the same amount of people in there overall, but I think there may have been more than G.I. Joe. I'm not sure. It was a bigger room. It was definitely a much bigger room. But
they'd have no standards, if not double standards, Chad.
Jay Retro he's cool with everybody. He doesn't have any kind of like beef with anybody. I just happened to run into him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he even said to me one time, he's like, come on, Shardamus, you gotta keep yourself out of trouble or something like that, you know? He said that to me like a year ago or something like that. I forget, but Jay's cool. And but anyway, him and Danny were sitting in the row in front of me. So I was there by myself, right? And I noticed Laserpants was sitting up in the very front, parked up there. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of, he said a lot of disrespectful things about California too, on top of, the other shit. Like I just kind of didn't.
Oh no, he said mean things about his state? Well, somebody call the government.
I like that.
During this interaction or just in the past?
In the past,
Where's he from?
Washington State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ryan Farnham from Washington State. Yeah. And he was sitting up in the very front, just in the middle, and it pissed me off. It just really pissed me off seeing him there. And he has talked shit about me countless times online, where I haven't talked shit about him in any videos, in any live streams. I never said shit to him, but I figured, hey, like, if I'm going to talk shit about somebody and I got a real problem with them, or I think there's some serious shit going down, whether I'm wrong or right, I'm going to do it privately one-on-one,
Mm.
I mean, like, even the shit, like, with us and the whole live stream, I mean, like, dude, we talked. Like, there's, like, I'm not shy. Like, we're going to talk, right?
Right.
And so I see him sitting up there, and it's just like, well, I couldn't help myself. I just had to tell him off, So I walk up. This is before the panel starts. and I'm seeing red, but I'm not going to do anything physical because I know that's just stupid, whether it's at Comic-Con or not. You know what I mean? I just wanted to tell him how I felt about his fucking stupid.
Right. I mean, so like I said, I felt like, you know, I'm pissed off to the point where I definitely want to put hands on and feet on some of these dudes, but like at Comic-Con, that's not going to happen.
No,
it's not smart for anyone involved. So no matter what, in that situation.
Well, it wasn't smart for how you handle this in general. Like, here's the thing. If you know you're not going to have a fist fight, but you're not willing to just disengage, why not just actually have a conversation about it? Say, hey, look, I know you're trying to have fun, but if this is in, like, good-natured ribbing, it's actually bothering me. Can you please alter how you do it or stop? Now, I don't think Ryan's actually in chat. I think he's busy with something, but he's not unreasonable. Or bring swords, Thomas. I'll freaking do it again. Yuck. Yeah, Articulated Ninja, I asked him if he did any, like, martial arts, and he said he did combat sports, and my first thought is, like, HEMA or Kendo. He meant essentially some form of kickboxing or something along those lines, and I brought swords. I brought swords to a fist fight. I'm sorry. One of his favorite anime is about like a Hitokiri, and his name is Articulated Ninja. I mean, it's not my fault. All right, that's on him.
Nobody's gonna do anything like that.
Yeah, you could think you're the victim, you could think you're the good guy, and you're still gonna get in trouble. Like there's no coming out of that. Like you don't want to fuck with Comic-Con, dude. So anyway, I see him up in the front, and I fucking walk up there and get into the front row. He's still kind of looking down on his phone, so he doesn't notice me at all whatsoever. And I walk up there and I fucking kneel in front of him, and I'm not even fucking yelling, but I'm fucking telling him like ferocious, like fiercely. I'm telling him like, you're a fucking lying piece of shit. You gotta be a better person. You're a fucking liar, and you keep fucking talking shit, and you gotta be better. Do fucking better. He's like, fuck you, and I'm like, fuck you. And
yeah, when you show up and you just start randomly preaching at somebody, and you're not even using Bible, yeah, they're just gonna respond, screw you. I'd do the same thing to you. Frankly, I'd tell you to kill yourself to your face. I'd tell you go to Walmart, buy a gun, put it in your mouth, pull the trigger until the clicking stops. Like, sometimes you're going to get back the energy you give.
And he's like, and I was like, be better, do better. And he's like, you do better. And I was like,
be better, do better. Did you put it on your Tumblr blog? Did everybody clap?
And better. Even my hair is better. And I fucking walked out. He's like, yeah.
Nobody cares about your hair, Shartimus. Stupid.
And I fucking walked off. I mean, I went up there to talk my shit. I wanted to tell him how I felt about him to his face. I never made any physical threats or anything like that. I told him he's a fucking lying piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to see any evidence of Ryan lying, and he hasn't provided any evidence of it, so it just sounds to me like he's butthurt.
And he's a lying piece of shit. And I did that in front of, I didn't really realize until how many people while I did that, his friend that looked like the fucking Noid was sitting right next to him, and he starts going like, hey man, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I just like waved him off, and he just like crossed his arms and leaned back like, oh, respect. And I just went back to talking shit to Ryan and going back and forth with him, you know what I mean? And he's like, oh, you're a liar. I'm like, how am I a liar? He's like, you called me racist. I said, I never fucking called you racist, and I never called him racist. I insinuated the idea for sure, but the thing is that he's been.
If you insinuate it, you might as well call it. Don't be a wheezy little pussy boy and just try to play pretend it's not what you did. Just say, yeah, I think you're a racist, or I said you're a racist. I didn't say it was racist. I just insinuated. Like if I were to sit here and insinuate that Shartimus here and Boog are kid touchers, I promise you they would not care about the distinction. It's dumb.
Trying to play word games all the time. That's what he does. These guys play word games. And I was like, you know what?
Manipulative cocksuckers. Like, it is what it is.
Man, Boog really hates gay people.
I'm going to play word games the way you play word games then, and see how you fucking like that shit. And
that's like I said, I don't know.
You're bad at it.
I don't know him to be a racist, but the racists gravitate towards these dudes for some reason. And they're
definitely racist adjacent.
Yeah. Many instances where people from their comment section and that gravitate towards their content hit me up and be racist and say wild shit. I've got plenty of screenshots and messages from people in their orbit that again, and these were the rabid followers of theirs that were going nuts on that live stream. And the fact that he didn't.
Now, I want to be very clear. I personally do think that sometimes they attract the worst of people. I know because I've had to deal with some of them in their channel or in their Facebook group. However, at the same time, that doesn't inherently mean it's their fault. You want to know why a lot of the right-wing losers are attracted to 3POA? It's because they're unapologetic about how they operate. They don't do the hyper, toxic positivity. And unfortunately, that is going to attract those types. Here's the kicker. Let's go ahead and use Boog's logic here. Why are all those people attracted to toy collecting, Boog? Maybe you shouldn't be in a space with racists that are attracted from toy collecting. See how dumb that argument is? See how stupid that argument is? Now, granted, should they be more aware of how these people operate? Absolutely. If you are managing a YouTube channel, if you have an audience, brother, you need to figure out how these people talk because they will infiltrate. That is what they do. And it may not even be like they're plotting it. It's just what they do instinctively, right? So screw anybody who is sitting there calling Boog the racist slurs, right? If you're going to say something about him, at least be accurate. Or just flat out tell him to kill himself. You got to be hateful about it.
The fields, they say that, like, if a Taki was a human being, it would be shard in his prime, you know, like, they say all kinds of shit like that about me, yeah.
A Taki? Did I miss something?
Word games. And I was like, you know what?
Manipulative cocksuckers. Like, it is what it is.
I'm gonna play word games the way you play word games then, and see how you fucking like that shit. And
That's like I said. I don't know Ryan really well. I don't know him to be a racist, but
no,
you know, the racists gravitate towards these dudes for some reason. And you know, there's been
they're definitely racist adjacent.
Racist adjacent.
Yeah.
Many instances where people from their comment section and that, you know, gravitate towards their content hit me up and be racist and say wild shit. I've got plenty of screenshots and messages from people in their orbit that, you know, again, and these were the rabid followers of theirs that were going nuts on that live stream. And the fact that you didn't,
me working in the fields, they say that, like, if a Taki was a human being, it would be shard in his prime. You know, like, they say all kinds of shit like that about me. Yeah.
I don't even know what he's saying there. If anybody has a clue, let me know.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I mean, look, I don't know the guy well enough to, like, really know whether he's racist or not. Like, to be honest with you, I've never made that claim. But if somebody were to, like, dig and look, they could find reasons to think that way. There's a lot of popular figures that have said racially insensitive comments that had actually suffered the consequences of doing that they defend vehemently.
Right.
You know? And the whole Hydra.
Yeah, and they shouldn't, but still.
Logo, we all know what Hydra is in the Marvel universe, right? Like, come on. So there's and the fact that the two people that they disrespect the most freely and most.
So they're racist because he used the Hydra logo? Granted, I still think they should probably have their own, especially because they're big on branding. I'm really not, so who cares? But I wonder how he reacts when he sees a Red Skull cosplayer. Or like one of the Hydra goons at Comic-Con. That's a stretch, brother. If it was like the Nazi insignia, yeah, you might have an argument there. We'd have conversations. But implying they're racist because of the Hydra logo, I mean, I guess Marvel Comics is racist because they created it? I don't know, buddy.
Often happen to be people of color. I mean, these are just things that you could.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people of color who they also don't attack, like me, and literally a ton of other people. And there's plenty of people who are just white as the driven snow that they will go after. What is this nonsense?
Could maybe come up with the thought of it, but I don't really know. But
again, I just want to know what's the beef? Like, how do y'all want to handle this at the end of the day? When do you want to call it quits? And how do you want to call it quits? Because we could do it however you want to do it. That was the other thing that I did say too. I was just like, man, I hope y'all show up at the bar on that first day when I saw them. I was like, man, I hope y'all show up at the bar. And I forget what Chad said, but Ryan was like, he wants to fight us. I was like, I didn't say that. I said, I hope y'all show up at the bar.
All right, then what did you mean? What did you mean? Say the quiet part out loud, Boog. Because if you didn't mean fight, then you're a pussy. Because you clearly made it obvious that you weren't going to have a drink with the gentleman. So, I don't know, man. Find a mutual combat state. Come down to Texas. I'd love to watch it.
Yeah. But again, I didn't see these guys anywhere outside of the con, anywhere hanging out. I don't know what their circle was like, that weekend. But again, I pose this question to y'all: how do y'all want this to end? Because I mean, you keep playing games with people that's not playing games. I'm not playing. I'm not joking. I don't think this shit is funny.
What are you gonna do? Cry? Look, unless you're willing to actually lay hands on a man and do so to a destructive degree, you can't make them stop.
Again, once all that racist shit started flying, and he was disrespecting my wife and all that shit, all bets is off. And
I would love to see evidence of Ryan disrespecting this guy's wife. Because if he does, I'll tear into him.
Y'all keep going. Y'all keep talking. You keep invoking my name. You keep using this dude. And I don't...
We invoke the Boog Nice. Summon the Warlocks.
I don't know if he's slow or what's going on with him, what type of mental health issues he has. But the fact that y'all using him on the channel and also abusing him because they be disrespecting him as well. And the fact that y'all using him as tip of the spear or whatever the fuck y'all doing, that speaks volumes too. Like, I think that is shitty. I think that's actually pretty disgusting because I don't feel like that dude is all there. And he is.
Is this dude on drugs?
Constantly. I mean, like every day. Again, he posted a picture of me and T Bellet from Comic-Con and insinuated some gay shit or whatever. And Rob was in.
Actually, I'm going to be autistic about this. Gamer Alien, one moment. Am I Lion-O's uncle? Well, no. In fact, one moment. Let me see. Is it the 90 annual? I think it is. Let me double check. No, it's not the 90s annual. Is it the 89 annual? It might be the 89 annual. It's a PDF file. Not that type. Come on, load. Supercomputer. Load slow. Because of course it does. Come on. And yes, I know this is a bit out there, but I have to. I have to be that guy. Where is it? Is it the 92 annual? I think it's the 92 annual, actually, because that's like the rare one. Guess it's not the 92 annual. Wait, no, it is. It is the 92 annual. Let me zoom in here. I am going to get autistic about this, and I will make you guys part of the problem. Let's see here. Or I will make it your problem, rather. The name of Lion-O's uncle is Leopardo, because he was a leopard. So no. I am not his uncle. Yeah! No, I'm not putting Facebook on my taskbar. Go away, loser.
The comment section. Talk Art was in the comment section. I just gave like the smirking emoji to Talk Art. It's just like, where do y'all want to go with this? How long do you want to keep doing this? What's the end result? Because I'm good. I'm good. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm a tough guy. I'm not pretending like anything. I'm me. I'm 44 years old. I am who I am. I've been through what I've been through.
As long as your cringe exists, Ryan memes.
And I promise you that I am confident in my ability to box. So if at the end of the day, that's where it's going to go, then that's where it's going to go. Because I'm beyond back and forth and all of this talking.
Then set it up instead of running your mouth. Like, I'm dead serious, because I've done it before. I've told people, hey, we can handle it here. Nobody ever done. Nobody has. Nobody ever shows up to fight me. I'm very sad. But no, I've done that before, but he won't. He refuses to. He wants you to come to him. Instead of saying, hey, let's do this. Here's the time. Here's the place. We're going to organize this. If you want to lay hands on somebody so bad, Boogie, and you actually want to, you'll find a way.
You guys have been disrespectful to the level where now it's time to man up. So either you want to stop this shit or it's going to go the other route. And this is not me threatening. This is just me as a man saying that it's far past the point of no return at this particular point with me. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing in no way, shape, or form. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say and try to twist it however you want to twist it. But I'm very confident in my boxing ability. So if you don't want it to go there, then I advise you to stop invoking my name, disrespecting the people that I care about, that I love, that I got love for. Because at the end of the day, it's toys. We're supposed to be having a good time. I don't want to feel gross about the hobby. And you know.
Can I stop you just for a second? By the way, anybody writing a comment or saying anything, oh my God, grown men fighting over toys. This is so sad. Shut up. That's not what it's over. Just because two people fight at a restaurant doesn't mean they're fighting over food.
You actually are fighting over toys, because all this started with criticism about how you guys talk about toys. That's the genesis of it, frankly. So that is what this is about, because you guys get butthurt when people don't mindlessly praise toys. And I know for a fact you do, Shardamans. I have a nice little audio clip where you make it very clear you're upset that Retro Blasting's content isn't just constantly filleting whatever toy line you like. All right? Don't play this game.
Just because two people are fighting at a bar, it doesn't mean that fight has to be over a spilled beer. Like, this is other shit about integrity and respect more so than nobody's actually fighting over action figures right now. Like, no one's squabbling over figures themselves. It's out of disrespect.
There's going to be no time that you go on and on about me, and I'm not saying anything about you, and I see you, and I'm not going to say something.
Right.
So just be prepared that I'm going to say something.
I mean, you don't always have to, because sometimes, I'm telling you this from like real world right now experience, sometimes it's literally just funnier to watch somebody run their mouth and lose their mind over the fact that you won't communicate with them back. Sometimes that is actually just the better and, more importantly, funnier option.
And at some point, there's going to be some situation where I see you where we're not inside of the convention center. So just prepare yourself. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm past the point. Like, y'all disrespectful on a level that is past talking. So
if I ever catch you outside of a convention, I'm going to physically assault you. I'm going to tell you I'm doing a crime.
That's how I feel about it. And again, you're going on and on talking about Russ. People coming in the comment section talking about his family, talking about his wife, talking about my family, all these different things. People hit me up on the side. When they put up the live the other night on Saturday, some dude hit me up. Mind you, I'm very forward, and I will always try to pick diplomacy over anything. I'm talking like this. Some people might think I'm talking reckless or talking crazy or trying to be tough or all that other.
No,
shit.
you are.
I'm not. Again, I'm just me. But I will always pick diplomacy over anything. And there has been many instances where somebody has said something about me or.
I'm going to pick diplomacy over anything. Anyways, fight me.
To somebody else.
I'm going to assault you at the Mickey D's. We all know that's not what McDonald's is for. It's for yelling at autistic AFABs who are in the closet, obviously.
I'll message that person immediately and say, hey, how can we solve this? How can we get down to the bottom of this? And it was somebody that I saw.
And I mean, like, literally physically in the closet.
It hit up a few months ago.
Love you, Ren.
Something like that. And the person was just absolutely just disrespectful. It was no way to like negotiate or to just be cool. And I was just like, all right, cool, no problem. And that person hit me up again randomly after their live just to be disrespectful. Like, it's just like, all right, this is what y'all do. This is the energy that y'all bring. These are the people that, gravitate towards you guys and your content. Is this what you want? Is this what you want to continue to perpetuate? Is this,
yes.
Like, what do you want the end result to be? How do you want this to end? How do we get to the end of this?
I'm sure they would like it to end by you learning how to take a freaking joke.
Because I'm prepared for whatever. But anyway, so I said something, you said something the very next day, unbeknownst to either one of us. And then on Friday at the Legends panel, we were standing online together with like 20 other people.
Yeah, it was a group.
With like 20 other people. And you had your back towards the way where the Chad dude was coming. So I saw him coming. He was he was like in stride. He had his mind made up that he was going to confront you. But he and I met eyes, and I could see his stride kind of like broke a little bit, but he had already committed to it, so he continued on. And he zeroed in on you and came up and stood right next to you. I don't even know what he said to you initially, so you could.
Yeah, and it was funny because the way the zigzag line works is that he had to walk through a few other people, so he had to get in this like really unbalanced stance because he was like stepping over other people's bags and shit.
It's really funny because Boog's trying to hint that he shook Chad somehow, which we're going to get into why that's really funny here in a minute, when he was literally just trying to navigate around physical people. Brother, your ego needs a serious check.
To get in my face, and he had each hand on his hip, so he had this weird like school teacher fucking pose going on, and he started chewing me out, saying like, "How dare you get in front of his face like that?" and tell him off, and starts going up, and it was so weird to me. Just 10 feet away, there was Laser Pants on his phone. Like I don't know who he's texting, but it looked like he was texting somebody, and I'm like, "How are you?"
He was trying his best to stay away from that. He did not want Chad to do that. He didn't want no part of that shit. I saw it in his eyes. Again, he didn't want no part of that. He didn't want this dude to do that, and especially after
I have my own theory about that.
He had already committed, and then what happened was that everybody that was there thought that it was some type of joke or some shit. Like the people that were with us, like, you know what I mean? We thought it was just the other people did. I knew what was up.
I got all fired up because he started. Because look, I don't like, to be honest with you, this fucking Chad dude. I feel sorry for him because he has been lied to. Like all his anger and everything towards us is based off of lies and manipulation from these dudes.
Then you should be able to demonstrate that in videos or conversation instead of, I don't know, hopping on a live stream and making yourselves embarrassments of each other.
So here he is thinking that he's defending good people, but he's defending garbage people. He's defending a garbage person.
100%.
So I mean, but hey, you know what I mean? He foolishly came up to me, and Ryan was standing 10 feet away on his phone. And when I see Ryan, I'm just seeing red. So it's like I couldn't even see this guy, even though he's right in front of my face. I just moved my head to the side, and I went right back to talking shit about Ryan, right like how I'd last seen him at the G.I. Joe panel. You know? I'm like, hey, I told him I don't even fucking know you, dude. My problem's with the fucking bearded lady over there with the small dick. Yeah, you. And I just talking shit to Ryan because that's.
This seems to be a theme for Shartimus. He likes talking about men's dick sizes, and we'll get into that shortly.
That's all I want to talk shit to. And then at some point he says, "Oh, I better take your ass outside." And then I think that's when you chimed in.
Yeah, I mean, I let him say a few things because I couldn't really hear what he was saying. He was so like close to you, but that's when I just went off because I was just like, the fucking audacity of this dude. Because I know that you're not like that. You're not tough. You're not going to do nothing. So why would you even think that you was going to get in this dude's face right now in front of all of us standing right here?
So here's why this is funny. Chad's an Army veteran. Chad's seen active combat. And I'm not saying this to big up Chad's ego, if he even has one. Gonna be blunt, Chad's a trained killer. Because you have to be in the military. And Mushmouth here, Boog Nice, is running his mouth about how he can't do anything. Boog, if you two got in a fight, he'd probably kill you. And if he didn't, it would be out of restraint. You're not going to take him. Retired veteran or not. How stupid do you have to be to unironically try to pick a fight with a veteran? I mean, maybe Air Force. You might be able to pull that off. Just don't do it. Don't do it to Marines. Oh my God, don't do it with Marines. There's a reason why they say there's no such thing as a retired Marine. Let me explain to you something about Marines, all right? There's a massive curve, all right? On one end of the spectrum, we have Marines who dip crayons in jalapeno cheese, right? Their IQ is very low. And then you have the really intelligent ones. Like the ones who can, like, figure out complex mathematics and how to destroy you. Both are lethal. Don't dick with either of them. The point is, Boog, you're an idiot. You can't even read what your opponent's like. You know nothing about his background. He's going to lay you out. So you running your idiot hole, running your goofy little gums about this, just tells me you're a moron. How dumb you gotta be.
I was like, yo, get the fuck.
And the thing is, he's not shy about this. You go on his channel right now. Go on Chad's channel, click on live. You see him literally wearing his army gear in some of the thumbnails. Like, are you dumb?
Out of his face. Back the fuck up.
So fucking loud, dude.
I was like, yo, back the fuck up out of his face. And then that's when...
Or else what? You gonna cry? You gonna talk about how you invented getting up in people's faces? This is pathetic.
Man, back the fuck up! It was hella loud.
I really had to control myself at that point because it was just like, all right.
Actually, I think Chad had to control himself because I'm pretty sure your neck was wide open. He probably could have just shot you right there. Use that knife hand, tipping your finger, boom, right in your neck. Because you're not ready for that. Chad knows how to do it, though.
Like I was kind of like hoping that he would have just like put a pinky on you at that particular point.
Yeah, I thought about it, dude. He would have fallen over so easily because he was off balance. He had to stand all fucking weird to get through. So I could have just easily. I knew where my center of gravity was, and I knew where his was all fucking wobbly. I could easily just
Shart, you've never been in a fight in your miserable life. I can tell by how you talk.
His skinny ass over.
So that's when Solid came up and like kind of like pushed him, and his abdomen was like backing him up out of the way. And I didn't realize what Solid said.
By the way, Chad says that nobody ever laid a hand on him, and I believe that because I'm pretty sure if somebody did lay a hand on Chad, that dude would be like flying with Peter Pan at this point.
To him, it's after the fact, but yeah, he had said something like, "Yo, like, dude, like, you about to get hurt in here? Like, what are you doing? Like, we about to have to be rolled out of here." And that's when I looked at Ryan, and Ryan was just kind of like, "Oh no, like, I don't want no parts of this." And he was pulling Chad away or whatever, and he had to take the walk of shame and go all the way back to the back of the line or whatever the case may be. And then after the panel, I didn't see them; they got out of there.
That's Ryan sparing you two. That's not Ryan being embarrassed by Chad. That's Ryan making sure that his buddy doesn't spend a night in the clink for crippling two morons at a comic convention.
I didn't see them again for the whole entire weekend. So again, that was a story. It was a confrontation where each of us said that we didn't like the fact that they've been talking all of this shit, and we both expressed that we don't talk shit about them, we don't make videos about them. So what's the deal? Why you keep doing this shit over and over again? Nope.
But you do talk trash about them, don't you, big boys? I know what goes on behind the scenes. Your friends will sell you out if you upset them once.
Nobody from either side swung on anybody else, or like, even postured like that was gonna happen. Like I felt like that, but it wasn't none of that.
Nobody made any attempts to actually like strike anybody else on either side. Not them, not us.
So it wasn't nothing like that. But again,
he did make
where do you want this to go? Because this is going to keep happening. The fact that you keep egging us on and keep going and keep bringing people into the fold to continue this, I'm not doing that. I don't want nobody that follows me to start attacking them and doing this and doing that. I'm not bringing nobody into it. Like, my friends are my friends. I'm going to have my friends back and that's it. But I don't want this to be like a war of like the community or like the people that rock with me to be at odds with these. Like, I don't want none of that. So where do y'all want this to go? Like,
Sledgehammer. Bobby Vallis said, if you slap me in the back of the head, I'm going to hit you with a sledgehammer. He said that. If someone slaps me in the back of the head, then I'm going to hit him back with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, what about it? And? He's talking about, what is it? An escalating force. Brother, how do you think fights end?
I mean, listen.
That's what it goes. That's what he said.
What did you do to any of these people, personally, that would make them carry on for 3 and 4 and 5 years and continue? What did you do? What did I do personally to any of these people?
Like, I'm sorry, but you can't win a fight by literally just going tit for tat. If somebody punches you in the face, just punching back the same place, the same way, that's tit for tat. You're not going to get anywhere. Somebody has to overpower the other or do far greater damage to his opponent than his opponent's doing to him. That's literally how a fight works. So yeah, and I don't even think Bobby was talking about actual fist fights. I think he was just talking about escalation in terms of people dicking with him, which is fine. I don't care. Like, when people start, like, pearl clutching and hand-wringing over generic statements like that, it tells you they're soft. And I want to be clear, this isn't about political values. These guys aren't soft because they're allegedly leftist. They're soft because they're soft. They got foreskin, thick hides.
You said that will make them continue on for 3 and 4 years. You said they were Trump supporters? That was it?
That they're Trumpian? That's what Bobby said that bothered you about him? Let me tell you something. He's a dick. He's a fucking dick. I called him a dick hella times.
Let me tell you something, Bobby. When you guys were still doing the podcast.
A Trumpian. Everybody, I don't like it's Trump.
It's with Todd. I remember saying something to the effect of, I was talking about the Valorverse figures and saying, I like some of the figures. I like the idea of like world building with the figures and stuff like that. But I was like, I think it would behoove Bobby to just like stop talking about the Marvel Legends shit. Like, why you keep talking about Hasbro? And like, I just don't think it serves you well. It comes off as like whiny and whatever.
Because you can be critical of these things. The truth of the matter is, you don't care about how it serves him. You care about the fact that it upsets you because you like them.
I don't remember where I said that, but I said that, and obviously he took it to heart. And he and I got on the phone. Like, he felt the need that he had to call me about it. And we spoke on the phone for like a good 45 minutes or something.
Did you record it? Because otherwise I'm not going to believe your side of this, because I've already shown that you've lied a couple times. Or believe, rather, that you've lied a couple times.
And this was before I was about to go on their show for the first time. And we spoke on the phone for like 45 minutes. I still said what I said. I reiterated it to him. He went on about how his company was all successful, $1 million company, all that funny shit that people like to say. People like to say that he says, but he does say that type of shit. And when I went on the show, at this particular time, this was before Ryan's like heel turn and shit. Ryan was the nicest person on the show. Like, I feel like me and him kind of connected. Bobby was like doing like a bunch of little childish shit on the show and not really engaged and like whatever. And that's when I knew at that point that I'm not really fucking with these dudes like that. Even though at that point Ryan was still actually cool. I feel like he and I had like a little something going there in terms of like coolness and camaraderie or whatever. But before I went on the show, Todd said to me, and I'm gonna say this because Todd, you know what you did, and you pissed me off at what you did that one time or what you said that one time. But Todd said to me before I went on the show, Bobby's a big Trump supporter, so don't say anything about Trump or some shit on the show. Whatever. I was like, why the fuck would I say something about that on the show anyway? And why you feel the need to?
I actually have never seen him post about Trump, and I haven't met it on Facebook, so I'm not sure about that one.
Tell me that shit or whatever. So as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. You're a Trump supporter. You're a Trump supporter. Like, let it all hang out. Like, yeah.
He said,
we're gonna call you racist, and we're gonna imply that you're part of some weird cult later on. But we're okay with it. We're fine with that. Pick a lane.
Bobby, Boog's calling us racist because we're Trump supporters. I'm like, he just called you Trump supporters.
I did not call him racist.
No,
you did actually. You admitted that.
No, he didn't say that you called him racist. He's I'm not putting those words in his mouth because I know Bobby didn't actually say that. But like, he was saying that they're implying we're racist because we're Trump supporters. And I said,
okay, if I call you guys Epstein supporters, what does that communicate? Chat, what would it communicate to you if I called these guys Epstein supporters? Tell me in the chat, what would it communicate to you? I'm curious. Let's make sure that we're just not being the autism on this. I mean, in fairness, we are on my channel, but still. Go ahead, chat. I'll wait a little bit. I was able to find the He-Man Origins 2000X He-Man in Walmart, and I like him. He is neat. So, I'm enjoying that. There we go. There we go. You would assume they're pedophiles. So if you go on about Trump being racist, Trump having a cult and all this, and you say they're Trumpian, just call them that. Just call them racists or whatever. Just have the testicles to do it. And remember, balls is a state of mind.
Not every Trump supporter is a racist, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I forgot what happened, but that whole thing unfolded in Plastic and Paint. I made a joke about Trump supporters. I forget exactly what I said, but that's how that was like one of the major things that started some of the shit and the whole back and forth, basically, was that Ryan took that to heart, and then, like, you know, we went back and forth in the comment section, and like other people were saying shit and whatever. But again, that was like the beginning of the end, really, at that particular point. But from that to this, it's just like, where do y'all want to take it? Like, how far do you want this to go? The shit is stupid, it's silly at the end of the day, but I feel like you guys have taken it to such a level of disrespect that it's just like, I mean, what you want me to do? I'm not a kid, I'm not a boy,
If
I'm a
it's
man.
silly,
You're
why do you
disrespecting me,
care?
disrespecting my family, this and that. You got all these people that don't even know me, from Adam coming and disrespecting me, you bringing on people to disrespect me, disrespect Russ. Like, where do you think it's supposed to go from here? What do you think? You think that I'm pussy? You think I'm gonna just let it slide, that I'm gonna see you and not say nothing? That's what you think?
Well, you are.
No, they know now. They know now that there's gonna be a confrontation every time. Every fucking time. Any other time I see any of those motherfuckers. And these fucking little, like, these
So you're threatening harassment then? Frankly, I would take this clip, and if they do this at more conventions, just knock them out. And when the police inevitably show up, just point out that they have proven intent to harass. Self-defense.
Playing fucking ghouls like the fucking Noid. I don't give a fuck about those guys. I don't know who. Like, if I don't know you, like, that dude's never really done anything to me except for try to defend his stupid friend, right? So, like, fuck him. I ain't got shit to do with Chad, bro.
I did see that he was like searching a picture of Solid and like was asking people who this guy was. Like, for what? Why you need to know who the guy was? It's a guy that you came up to his friend, getting in
Because your friend's a liar and he's a jelly roll that should be mocked for trying to be tough.
his face like you were gonna do something, and he defended his friend. Like, what you gonna do? You gonna hunt him down? You gonna kill him? You gonna beat him up? Like, what are you gonna do?
You're gonna hunt him down? You're gonna kill him? Why is that the first thing in his mind? No, they're probably just gonna make memes and make fun of the guy. Why is that what he immediately goes to? Have they done any of this before? No. What he's trying to do is he's trying to make him and his friends seem like the biggest victims in the world. And the truth of the matter is they're just a bunch of whiny little babies. Whiny little baby men.
Yeah, I don't know. These guys are big time Second Amendment dudes. Like, what do they have in mind?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
They're big Second Amendment dudes. What do you think they have in mind for finding out who a guy is and making fun of him? Because he knows who you guys are. You're not dead. Conspiracy theory losers.
I just chiming in, dude. So he's asking about me, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he met me right there on the floor. He could have come talk to me for a little bit longer on the floor. There's no reason to take off real quick. I was right there, dude. You want to ask afterwards?
So you're the dough ball.
Yeah.
Way after the fact. If it was that serious, you could have asked the weekend of Comic-Con, and we could have all met up at the bar, like I said to y'all on the first day. We could have met up at the bar, and we could have drank and got to the bottom of this, or we could have stepped outside and got to the bottom of it.
You already told people you didn't want to have a drink with them. Just stop being so stupid and just say what you actually want.
Either way, whatever the fuck you want to do at this particular point.
You know, I'm not trying to add to the fire, guys. I really wasn't. You know, the thing is, like, I've been in a lot of bar fights, dude, because my friends do dumb shit.
I think I am proposing a way to settle this that I think everyone will agree to. I propose a joust. And they may choose their champion on their end, and Ryan and Co can choose their champion on their end. And a battle will be had. And whomever's champion wins, well, that team will continue to talk trash, and the losing team will continue to shut up. How's that sound? I think that's a great idea. Renfest is coming up later in the year. Might as well.
Shit, right? And it's automatic, right? Look, I mean, come on. You're from New York, dude. Like, if some shit goes down, are you the guy that stands and watches his friend get up, or are you going in?
I mean, probably with the exception of maybe Chad, since he was in the army and the military or whatever. I don't think any of these dudes.
Wait, so you know he's in the military, but you're talking about how he don't do nothing. You've got to be some special type of stupid.
Even been in a fist fight in their fucking life, man.
It doesn't.
Neither have you, Boog. I've seen you, buddy. People are like Boog. They talk so much, there's no way they've been in a fight.
Matter, like, at some point, like, if something's going down, it's automatic, and I don't think he understands that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do that. You don't, in any setting, whether it's Comic-Con, whether it's at a bar, whether it's, you know, out in public, you just don't do that, man. And if you are going to do that, then you better be prepared, man. You know what I mean?
Rick, you monitoring the comment section, because if any of these people is down there, if anybody want to...
And by be prepared, he means freaking out and trying to make sure somebody isn't in the face of your BFF there. That's what be prepared means, I suppose, to these clowns.
Say anything again. My question is, where do you want this to go? How do you want this to end? What is the end game? What's the goal? What's the goal?
Sledgehammer.
What's
That's
the
what
goal?
they want. Sledgehammer. That's what Bobby said. Sledgehammer. That's where they want to go with it.
But again, I don't want it to.
You want to escalate to sledgehammer? that's what the plan is. You slap him on the back of the head. He has the right to kill with the sledgehammer. That's what they want.
I didn't slap nobody on the back of the head though.
Can you imagine taking what he says as a direct literal? That's amazing. It's amazing how stupid he is.
That's just an analogy. I mean, that's like, so us talking shit. If we're talking about a person,
these dudes are doing the most, and I've been doing the least. I think you and I have both been doing the least. These guys just been doing the most. I didn't slap nobody. I didn't initiate any of it.
How in the world are you sitting here talking so much trash about how you got a background in boxing, how you wanna swing on people, how you should handle it in a ring, and now you're talking about how violence shouldn't be a resolution? Pick a lane. Pick a lane, you dumb clown. And no, Mercer Frey, I mean a proper joust.
I'm not the aggressor. I'm not nothing. I'm just standing on my square.
I'm not the aggressor, even though I've admitted this is going to happen all the time. Even though I've admitted I've been the aggressor in this. Even though I've admitted I've gotten in people's faces. I'm not the aggressor, though.
In my square, and that's it. This is all defensive at this point.
Right.
I'm out there making videos about these dudes or doing anything. And again, I don't want nobody that rocks with me to do nothing or say nothing to any of these people.
But you know they will. Because, see, that's the thing, right? The reason why some creators put do not harass, yada, 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 at the beginning of the videos where they're doing a hit piece on somebody, so there's at least some plausible deniability if people try to put the blame on them for what their community does. But guys, come on. Come all the way on. We all know, every single creator knows for a fact, the moment they go at it with somebody, their community is going to hound them in one way or another. Mine does, Free POAs does, Boogs does. Just let it sit. You don't need to qualify every single thing. All right? You don't need to disavow every 5 seconds.
So I am very capable of, protecting myself and handling myself and handling the issues myself. Where do you guys want it to go? How long do you want this to go? How many times do you want to put up my picture and mention my name? Like, where do you want it to go? Because I'm telling you, the level of...
You're a public figure. You're allowed to be mocked. Get over it.
Disrespect that it's been at, you're going to have to see me. So, like, what do you want to do? How do you want it to end? Russ...
And for the record, Boog, if I'm ever at a convention, you're welcome to get in my face. Maybe I'll blow you a kiss since you seem to hate gay people so much. Not that I am gay, to be clear. I love my wife. But, I don't know. I think there's some homophobia there, buddy.
I want to thank you guys for being very good friends. Thank you. I love you guys.
We love you too, man. I know you got to go see your flick.
I also want to also mention that both when Bobby Bala had the confrontation at Joe Fest, he was standing behind Analog Toys when Analog Toys was defending him, and in this whole thing with Chad, Laserpants was standing behind Chad. But when I was confronted with
Wait, hold on. So Tony was there too. So you had 2 military vets there, and you thought it'd be stupid to try to puff out your chest. These people have no survival instincts. In fact, the fact that they live in this day and age is probably the biggest benefit they've ever had, because if they lived in any other era, any other past human era, these 2 would be dead.
Chad, I was standing in front of you two. You two I did not move. I held my ground.
I put myself in the middle of both of these dudes.
Yeah.
These idiots would see a saber-toothed tiger and try to get up in its face thinking, oh, the tiger's not going to do anything. It's only got teeth that can burrow into my skull.
Perfectly, by myself.
I literally saw it tear off a massive gazelle's head in front of me yesterday. I recognize that he's dangerous. I recognize that he's a lethal threat, but he ain't gonna do nothing. I'm Boog. I'm tough.
Even though
I'm built different, built wrong, assembled incorrectly, with spare parts.
With 2 other people at the panel, I sent Brad a telepathic message and said, "Go ahead, man. I got this," because he looked at me and looked.
That's actually a thing, House Hindo. I'm a Bible thumper. Everybody knows this. I don't inherently immediately say, oh, evolution's a lie, whatever. But the biggest thing to ever possibly disprove Darwin's theory of evolution is humanity in the current era.
That done, and he saw that I couldn't help myself but to say something, and I telepathically told him, just go ahead, go outside. It's cool.
Maybe Stormy River Run. Maybe.
I put myself in the middle of both of them, and I'm gonna say something. You sitting up there like,
we trained him wrong as a joke. Wimpolo.
Like a woman talking about me, and we never had no conversations, bro. Like, what are you doing? Who are you?
You know where I would like it to go? Just honestly, it would be nice for them to just fucking stick to talking about toys because it's a toy community. You know what I mean? Like if they wanted to.
There is time. There is a time when saying "Who are you?" to somebody who's trying to cause trouble with you can be good, especially when they really want attention. And the best way to do it is say, "Who is this clown?" For 2 reasons. Number 1, you prove that they're a clown, and then 2, you imply they're not even a good enough one to be well known.
To fucking de-escalate some of the fucking drama and not fucking talk shit, that would be cool. I haven't been talking about them, and if I see them actually do better, like I asked, if I see him actually do better,
and by do better he means agree with him and capitulate to his desires. That's what do better under this connotation is.
Talking less shit, fucking sticking to talking about toys, fucking starting to respect other people and not be such a fucking dickhead towards not just me but other YouTubers. You know what I mean? Like if I actually see him going back to being a better person.
Better person means sucking toes. No, that's not being a better person, Shartimus. I don't know where you get this idea that being a good person just means never being properly critical or never tearing into somebody, but that's just not reality.
Then, dude, I would like to have some sort of fucking distant future where people we're not going to have negative confrontations with each other in public again, but more civil fucking confrontations, But if they don't want to be civil, then I don't have to be civil. You know what I mean? What the hell? If they're going to continue to be like this, I'll see you next time, dude. I'll see you next time. But I'm not going to fucking threaten to fight with nobody. I'm just going to talk my shit. You're going to hear me just talk shit about you, all right? I'm not going to fight nobody, but I'm going to talk shit, all right? You're going to talk shit about me from behind the screen. I'll talk shit about you to your fucking face. And I did that shit in front of hella fucking people because these guys are goddamn liars. And they're stupid.
Well, I mean, they're not talking trash about you behind a screen. They're technically talking trash about you out in the open, where you can hear it and you can see it. Doesn't really matter.
Too many people this shit.
That was the other thing.
Bullshit.
That was the other thing.
Shart, I literally watched you completely spin in circles in a different call, like moping and crying and screaming because somebody else didn't do what you wanted. Like, you're a child, dude. Don't talk tough.
That was the other thing. Like, there was a lot of people that saw each of these 3 interactions. The first interaction with me, by myself, at Jada, there was still plenty of people there that saw the whole thing. Oh, shout out to Kid Fash Customs. He was there too. This weekend, I was one person I got to meet in person too, but he was there along with a bunch of other people there. Obviously, on the Legends line, everybody saw that. Everybody saw what was going on. And obviously, in the Joe panel.
And every single one of those people failed by not just calling you all losers and telling you to go home.
There was plenty of people that saw what was going on. So I don't have no reason to lie. Russ don't have no reason to lie. It is what it is. And I don't know. I don't watch these guys' videos. Any screen caps or information or anything that I've ever gotten from any of their lives or videos or posts or whatever has been sent to me.
Well, then why don't you tell the people sending it to you to stir trouble up to shut up and go away? Why don't you protect your peace in that manner?
And showed to me has been like, all right, Book, I know you don't want to watch this shit, but tune into this particular moment on the stream just so you can see this. Or like, yo, Book, I skimmed through this. It was this. And that was the same thing on Saturday night with whatever live they put out. Walter hit me up. It was like, yeah, I skimmed through it. They playing victim and what it's not.
Oh, yeah, these guys are not victims. These guys are not victims at all.
Brother, you're no victim. The only thing you're a victim of is your own stupidity. And I guess street humans.
I don't want anybody to think that. Like, it's typical bully behavior. You know what I mean? Like, fucking poking, and then finally somebody reacts, and oh, what are you so mad for?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
When did Boog marry Shart, and why wasn't Talker Art invited? Oh, man. Don't start.
Serious, Boog.
Yeah, why are you taking everything so seriously all of a sudden? Because I never called that guy racist, but he keeps saying, and he keeps getting so fucking flabbergasted over it and fucking...
But you admitted it, you insinuated it, and there's no real difference there.
And gets, all riled up about it to where it's kind of like he's ousting himself. I've been called racist before. How many videos have I made, or how many public, tirades have I gone on about with that shit? It's like, dude,
I don't know, man. You went on a public tirade because somebody you thought, it wasn't the case, but you thought, said that you pulled out of the engine of vengeance. I mean, I don't know. You've actually had meltdowns over dumber things. Don't even.
You're making yourself look worse, getting that upset over it. Kind of makes it sound like...
And you know what? I could bring up something else. But I'm choosing not to because he actually apologized for that. And I'm not actually going to hold something against somebody when they've apologized for it. That's scumbag behavior. But just know, Shartimus, somebody with less compunction would absolutely do that to you. And it was worse, and you know what I'm talking about. And before anybody assumes that has nothing to do with kid touching, because then I would just burn him.
Someone told you some facts. I don't know, but it seems like in his heart, I touched a nerve.
Who was that politician that said, you might not be racist, but the racists think you're racist? Basically, something to that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, I don't know. But I've never called the guy racist. I don't know if he's racist or not. I don't know him well enough to say that, so I never called him that. But, hey.
It doesn't matter. The fact that this is your audience and you don't check them about some shit, and Ryan in particular, again, in that live was down there kind of like cheering these motherfuckers on, that was enough for me right there. So, it is what it is.
Right.
So, again, I know you got to go. We spent enough time on this shit. I just wanted to give you an opportunity because we've been trying to do this for a while.
Oh, I don't know if you missed it, Robert, but he literally admitted in this stream earlier that he had just insinuated it, like that makes a difference.
I was going to come on the show with you and Spencer and just give us the opportunity to talk openly. I mean, that's what podcasts are. It is what it is. I'm glad that you were there and that you weren't standing in that line by yourself and whatever. That we had your back.
It just worked out that way.
Yeah, I got your back. Solid got your back. Like these new people, I don't know what's wrong with them, man. I'm trying to like just have a good time with the toys and for the most part get along with everybody. If I don't necessarily get along with you, it doesn't mean that I need to like tear you down or like make videos about you and shit like that. Like it is what it is. If I don't get along with you, I won't have shit to say about you. But if you're continuously saying shit about me, then I mean, what do you want me to do with that? So,
right. Yeah, hey, I thought that X-Wing fighter was gonna help us out, bro.
He was like stunned, like what the fuck is happening here?
Oh, that shit was funny, dude. I was like, what are you doing? That guy was with the Republic, bro.
Right.
He looked like, oh shit, he was looking for his lightsaber and shit. I was like, what the hell's going on with this guy?
I felt bad for Kevin from toying around because he was in the middle of all that shit. He's like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, Kevin was like, what is happening right now? But yeah, man, again, overall, this Comic-Con was wonderful. I had a really good time. Even these moments didn't sour anything for me. Like, we still went out, had a good time every night. We didn't like talk about it excessively or anything like that. This is the most that I've talked about it, period. When I saw that they did their live stream and had our faces up there on Saturday, when I got back on Monday, I recorded my video when I came out the airport, but then I sat on it for a few days. I didn't put it up right away. And I got a little short video just kind of directing people to this live stream tonight to say that we were going to talk about it. And that's that, man. Like, it is what it is. I need to be clear though that like, we're not cool. It's not all good.
No, there needs to be like, like in a future, I hope that there is a future at some point. But there needs to be like, I'm not gonna fucking fall for the same shit again. I'm gonna fucking.
I hope there's a future where you eat some gravel and harden up, and maybe try to exchange some of your toys. Maybe you can save up and get a replacement spine because you don't have one.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I would never like do a live stream or go on their show or anything like that. Nothing like that.
No.
That's not happening.
No, it would be they would have to change their behavior on their own and just kind of like see how if they actually can do better or not. But if not, it's just gonna be the same shit.
I think the best thing you guys can do, Russ, with the following that you have, the following that ACBA has, and just everybody in general, I think we just drop it here and forget about these dudes and act like they don't exist, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I hope they understand and they get it. You know what I mean? I don't know what problems or what you guys have had over the past few years, because I haven't been on YouTube and I haven't been actively involved in the toy community. But I would say just completely let it die and let it go there. Never bring it up again. And hopefully, they let it go and we never see them again, or they never walk up to any of you guys again. You know what I mean? And just I would say leave it at that.
They're not gonna let it go.
I wish it was that. I wish it was that simple, but it's really not. And again, there has to be some accountability. Like the disrespect is too much, man. It's beyond.
What's accountability look like to you, Boog? Because nobody ever really answers that when they're asked for the most part, unless they actually know what's going on, unless they actually have like some standard for accountability, which these guys don't, to be clear.
There's got to be some accountability.
I'll be honest, Boog, I'm so glad I'm not involved, dude. Because I think if I was involved in that situation...
You are involved, because you were dumb enough to insert yourself.
Situation would have been a whole lot different and it would have been all out mess, dude. I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit different when it comes to that. I'm not like you guys. I'm not really restrained in that sense. You know what I mean?
He needs to be held back. He might let the inner demon out to play, and then everybody would be screwed. Solid here is just like Solid Snake. He's gonna hide in boxes and stab you when you're not looking. He's hardcore, guys.
I've done time in juvie. Like, I've been fucked with...
In juvie! Imagine... I've done time in juvie. I'm gonna pick a fight with military veterans who have actually killed people. Yeah, you're real tough, dude.
Before, I've laid out people and I've been laid out.
I know. And that right there is the thing. That's the ticket right there. We're talking about quite a few people that never put hands on nobody and never got hands put on them, and they don't understand what it's like in the real world.
Military veterans don't know what it's like to put hands on somebody or have hands put on them or what it's like in the real world. What are you smoking? Are you on meth? Do you shoot it into your eyeballs? Like, I can't imagine saying something like this. Now, I deal with people who actually just don't touch grass. Like, constantly. Obsessive, entitled little weirdos who don't touch grass, have no concept of violence. Ryan and Chad and Tony are not those people.
And let me just make this very quick. And look, look, even the people, like, if I was, like, there were people that weren't in that line, that if they were in that line, I don't know. Like, there's like some other people in the community that I think, like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like,
they've been there, man.
If I was there with my Jersey guys,
it would have been a mess. It would have been a mess.
Well, if I was there with my crew, we would have done X, Y, Z. I would have showed you, kid. I would have yada. No, you would have. Your crew would have sat there and looked at their freaking shoes. None of you were about that life. Come on.
Look, I don't even want to talk like that. But like, where do you guys want it to go? How do you want this to end? What's the end game for you? That's. I just want y'all to take it to bed with you tonight. Think about it before you make your next live stream. Before you decide to disrespect me or anybody else in my orbit. Think about it. Where do you want it to go?
Wait, hold on. Did I miss that? Did they actually say soldiers don't get into fights? Or are you just saying that's essentially what they're saying? Because if so, yeah. Either way, you're dumb.
All right, let's move on from this. I think Pia's going to come in. Russ, I know you got to go.
Yeah, I got to run. Hey, thanks for having my back. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Damn.
Shout out to everybody tuning in. And I don't know if there's any super chats or anything, or any questions or anything that's worth reading off there, Rick. But I guess I'll hang out with us for the next 15 minutes or so until we get out of here. Is there any news after the con that we need to touch on? I mean, I know we had the pre-order for...
All right, so I would have brought out my nunchucks. That would immediately elevate a fight into perfection if nunchucks were brought up. All right, so I'm going to switch over to the other video now. So just give me a moment here. Hold on, I just got a message. One moment, I need to look at this. What? Mahi, you worry me. You're not watching this stream, but you worry me. And I want you to know that you worry me. Anywho, let's see here. This is going to be a video that was sent to me by Starfleet. We're just going to say it's by Starfleet. That was taken behind the scenes, you see. Taken behind the scenes. What scenes was it taken behind? Well, a certain somebody who was on that stream decided to have a little chat with his chat and said some kind of screwy things. And I'm going to try to find it because sometimes it's really weird about where it puts files. I need to organize this thing at some point. I am bad at organizing my files. I know, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. I know. What am I doing? It's right here. I'm dumb. All right, so. Put the audio back on. So. Shartimus Prime, a.k.a. Russ, decided to have a 22-minute complaint fit where he says unironically some unhinged crap, and we're going to enjoy that. Now, he could try to copyright strike me over this, in which case, you're welcome to, buddy. I don't think it's going to go the way you want, though. So let's get into it.
The heart. Very kind thing that
sorry, I took a minute to get to work.
I just want to thank you guys that have been like really super supportive, like in the after party chat during this whole fucking the Street Humans knockoff figures and everything. Seeing somebody steal your idea it hurts, you know. So I just want to thank you guys for having my support and everything, being very supportive and all that. It's that shit. Luckily, I was like, you know, when I found out about all that shit, it was like right as I was leaving to go on this trip with the family to Monterey, and luckily I was able to spend my time distracted the best way possible, which is with my wife and kids. So they should have given classified Cobra Commander battle armor and Fred 7 head, almost close.
Now I want to be clear here. He says that his idea was stolen. So what idea was it? It was the having general, like, background enemy types that are just regular humans. He says that Bobby Vala stole his idea. I guess Bobby Vala took his ill-conceived, like, storyline too, right? Because that would actually be stealing the idea. Shartimus, I don't know how to explain this to you, buddy. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this once. All right, I'm gonna do this once. All right. So I'm going to put my hand firmly on your shoulder, look you in the eye, get the knife hand out, and say, buddy, you don't own the idea to human beings. You didn't copyright them. You can't copyright human beings. Literally, I think we actually have a law about that. So if God copyright strikes all of you, that's on you. But anyways, no, your idea wasn't stolen. All right. He saw a market that was there and went ahead and applied to it. Welcome to unironic actual capitalism.
For the stream to abruptly end, especially after not streaming after so long. Oh, what? So the total number of dreadnoughts are... yeah, but... Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know there's more dreadnoughts, but up to where I'm at in issue 40, there's only 3, aside from Zartan. So at this point, there's only Buzzard, Torch, and Ripper.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need... Is Greg XB3. I think I recognize that name. Let me go look. I have way too many windows open. Yeah, that's the guy who keeps putting up, like, different clips of cartoon characters. And to my knowledge, he, like, really has a hate boner for 80s cartoons. So why is he following Russ? This is amazing. That is a crossover I didn't expect to see. Not that this is his fault, but it's still weird. Just wanted to make a note of that.
Yeah, well, guess who? Guess who ripped off the idea? And they look so much worse.
I've seen your Street Humans, dude. They were pretty bad to begin with. I doubt anything Bobby's put out looks worse.
They look so much worse.
Cope. Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. Dead air, dead air, dead air. Dead air!
Yeah, he actually did it. Yeah, he actually, he's calling them extras. But yeah, he stole the idea, and they look so lame. They look really fucking lame.
He's calling them house people instead of street humans.
Yeah, it is Bobby. Yeah, Bobby Vala. All right, Pixel. See you later, bro. Thanks for coming in, man.
Pixel, smartest guy in the chat.
I mean, he's gonna have deeper pockets than me.
He says, sure, man, but watch carefully and get legal counseling about that. Yes, Shark. Go get legal counseling about somebody wanting to make an action figure line of regular human beings. I'm sure that won't make you look stupid at all. Mr. Zombrex, I think I recognize you. Don't you make videos? Let me check here real quick. You do, yeah. I saw some of your stuff. I kind of like it, but I'm starting to understand now how you know who I am if you watch this type of stuff.
When it comes to lawyer shit, because like, how much money should I spend on a lawyer compared to how much should I spend on getting my newer sculpts together for Street Humans? It's kind of, I don't know. Maybe I should fight.
Well, dude, your campaign failed. Are you gonna try a third time? The heck?
Back with getting my shit. I don't know. In a way, it's kind of promoting my shit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's fucking Bobby. Yeah, straight up stole the idea. Every time I hear something new about Bobby Vallis, always finding out he's an even bigger scumbag than I previously thought. Yeah.
Well, I mean, instead of going by what you hear, maybe go by what you actually can find.
Well, yeah, it's tough. These guys are, they are not classified knockoffs.
Except for the fact that they're cheaper in terms of their actual price. You get more for it. And quality control's better. And they don't put out guns that are trying to be realistic, but just aren't. Like, I can't even remember what the exact issue was, but it was a shotgun that was like a breakaway shotgun, but also a pump action shotgun. And I showed it to my friend Pool Guy, who's a Marine. I could feel his blood pressure raise, and then I showed it to Vlad, and Vlad just completely crashed out about it. It was amazing.
But yeah, they look so bad. Well, right now I'm taking your guys' advice. I'm staying quiet. The only thing that I really fucked up with is that they made someone. Hold on a second. What the fuck is this?
I don't know. What is it? Tell us. We're all on pins and needles.
God damn it.
What's he doing? I mean,
anyway,
at least I tell you guys what I'm doing when I have to stop for a second.
I was going to say, the thing that I fucked up with is there were
everything.
3 people that liked the extras post, and I hit them up saying, like, man, please don't support this shit. This guy straight up ripped me off, And I was like, you know what? They could probably turn their back on me and fucking feed that to Bobby and Laserpants and use that against me. So I wrote back, hey, you know what? That's kind of shitty of me to say. If you love him,
yeah,
get him. But it's such a trip to see this happen. Prime to the first, who I think I possibly may have helped out. I promoted his stuff a whole bunch. White Vegeta, who was the guy that was next to me the first time I talked to Bobby over at Jolanta.
White Vegeta? We got different color combinations of Vegeta and not just hair? Man, I'm fascinated.
And he witnessed like half of the confrontation. And then Rectangular. But I deleted the message I sent to Rectangular because I realized it was stupid to mention that shit to them. So it was just those.
How sad is it where the name Rectangular is like one of the least ridiculous names I've ever heard on this platform?
2 guys who I sent it to, but I haven't reacted publicly about it until just reposting the Street Humans video from Inhaled Farts. And Nostalgia Unboxed, his support has been really, really, really appreciated.
Super hallelujah. Hey, Sharp made us Latinos into van robbers and he didn't even give us taco accessories. I mean, he should, though. Like, actually, that's just a good idea in terms of, like, having props for your toy photography.
So, who knows exactly? I think with counsel, it's just advice, but you get close to a firm if need be. They can hook you up with a lawyer because it's a fine line harassment at this point. Yeah, it is, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Laserpants. Jeez, this must be some tough stuff to deal with and ingest all this. It is. It has been really, really hard. It has, and it sucks.
I mean, you could have just taken the criticism and maybe taken a step back instead of just getting butt mad people didn't see the vision in your head that you couldn't put to paper.
Really bad, but
Because here's the thing, all right? I want to be very clear here. Now, Bobby actually went to school for action figure-like stuff. I think there's a college. He also is a draftsman. Say what you will about Bobby, the man is actually a creative. He knows how that works. He's worked in the comic industry before. He does this type of stuff. Russ isn't. Russ does not have, like, the creative chops to actually put a vision out there, articulate it well, and get people to understand what he's trying to do. Now, he could change that at any time he wants by just, I don't know, not sucking. But instead, he's just upset that people aren't buying into his thing and instead buy into what a creative made that has already had success. It's just strange behavior, very much so indicative that he cannot grasp reality.
It's just the genuine kindness from you guys and people that, like Inhaled Farts and other people that are being supportive online about it.
So we have Gilded Poo, we have Shartimus, and we have a guy named Inhaled Farts. I'm starting to worry about these people.
It goes a long way, man. It really does. You know? So I just want to say thank you again. It's fucking emotionally disrupting, for sure. But, you know, it makes me want to, you know, to push back harder. I still want to carry this thing forward with the vision that I have for it. What's kind of funny is that, like, what I want to do looks so much more interesting than what they're doing. So, but yeah, I do have a registered.
Half the figures behind Russ were designed by Bobby. It is the irony. Okay, that is funny. I didn't
trademark
know that.
with Street Humans. So that's where I feel like I might have some leeway, I guess. I don't know.
How do you put together an action figure line and not know what a trademark is? Trademark is about brand identification by name and other things, not you have a toy line of human beings.
But it is a registered trademark with point of sale. So we'll see. We shall see what's going on with that. There's something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. Oh yes, I wanted to get into the. I wanted to talk to you guys about the freaking Jim Lee Cyclops really quick. The SH Figuarts Jim Lee Cyclops. So I feel like one thing that's kind of been missed. Oh, I have a couple of things I want to unbox with you guys too. I will say if someone tells you that you ripped off this extras line or something, I'll completely lose it. Oh yeah, that'll happen for sure. That's definitely gonna happen.
I'm gonna say it just to piss you off now.
If you watch Retro Blasting, you have to watch it on 1.5 times 1.5 speed. And it's kind of wild how many gaps there still are. There's just audio gaps of it's just kind of a thing he does to kind of, it's just part of his delivery. Just kind of like making these bold statements and then kind of being silent.
He actually went to film school. You cobble things together on YouTube. You two are not the same. You can't sit here and criticize Michael's production value and the fact that he has quiet moments in his video, because the point of those quiet moments is for you to think about what he just said, which can be fair. He goes into depth about a lot of things. I'm sorry that it's not Subway Surfers on the side that gets your brain go burr, 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 but I know you're a dopamine addict, so maybe you need to get that looked at.
For a while on camera. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I used to watch Retro Blast, and then Michael French slowly turned into Andy Rooney. Yeah.
I don't know who Andy Rooney is, but Michael's always been critical, and if you don't actually recognize that, you didn't pay attention. Again, part of the problem with the modern toy collecting community when it comes to both how they collect and what they do on YouTube is they just want a constant hit of dopamine. They don't look at reviews for the most part to try to see what the issues are or see other perspectives. They just want their own opinion reflected back on them. And when they don't get that, they act like children, like Russ here does.
You know, yeah, he's a piece of work himself. Those guys are all these MAGA dudes. They're all fucking MAGA, and they all kind of have the same hateful projection. You know,
they're all MAGA dudes. Okay. Let me check this message. Doggone it, Ivy. I just got stick bugged. I got stick bugged live. And I have to be honest about it. Doggone it. So I want to make something clear. What he is saying here is that these people are all MAGA. Michael did not vote for Donald Trump. I don't know who did. I have yet to see any of them post about MAGA or post about how cool the right wing is or any of that nonsense. So what he is trying to do here is he is trying to poison the well with his audience and say, well, these guys are all MAGA supporters. And we know what he means by that, right? And I have no love for the pedo-in-chief. I've been very clear about that. He should kill himself tonight, I think. I think it would do the world a favor if every politician did, but that is my value here. I'll probably be abducted by the CIA at some point or the FBI, but you know, whatever. First Amendment. But anywho, it's intentionally trying to mislead your audience into thinking something about these guys that isn't even accurate. And Russ, at any time you want to challenge this, hop on.
They're all, you know, geared towards pushing negativity, like the foundation.
Negativity. So negativity is inherently bad in the space. Sometimes you have to be negative. If you're not negative about something, you will die. You will just die. Hey, avoid that pit. It's got a bunch of crocodiles in it. Well, that's a negative. I didn't want to address a negative. And then he goes and jumps in the pits and gets mauled by crocodiles. And oh no, the negativity could have saved your freaking life, moron. These people, they're so dopamine addicted. They're giant children. They can't handle, like, something complex. It's always got to be easy or nothing.
Of their content doesn't come from enjoying the hobby. You know what I mean?
Michael enjoys picking things apart. He enjoys turning the Rubik's Cube. And he told you that to your face. I have that call.
There's a different motive there.
The motive is getting their thoughts out. And Russ, if you live a life where the only type of thoughts you have ever seen come out or think should come out have been positive, your entire environment has done you a horrific disservice.
So there's a sense of activism towards...
Oh, no, not activism.
At the end of the day, they're there to serve Bobby and his goal of wanting to bring down Hasbro.
Yes, we are part of the Vala Collective. Valaverse is actually a subversive line. We're occultists. We meet every Friday, and we talk about how we're going to take down Hasbro. Truth of the matter is, let's say that is true, right? Let's say that Bobby Vala wants to take down Hasbro. So what? Welcome to capitalism? Welcome to the independent market? Hasbro is not like your parents. Hasbro is not some moral good that must be protected at all cost. Hasbro isn't like some historical thing that should never be touched or destroyed. Hasbro is a corporation that sells you plastic because you're dumb enough to buy it regardless. And I'm talking to myself too here, to be clear. Who doesn't care about you at the end of the day. If Bobby did take down Hasbro, and keep in mind, I like everything that the people on my side of the aisle here hate. Like I'm a big Turtle guy, I'm a big Thundercat guy, a big Transformer guy. I just say, okay. And I go about my life. And the truth of the matter is, Bobby doesn't need to take down Hasbro. Cox is doing that all on his own. And you know what? I just got confirmation that Ryan never voted for Trump. So this is just more dishonesty from him. Fantastic. Love that. He wants to take down Hasbro. He might affect my dopamine rush. Oh my goodness. Grow up.
And anybody else he sees as a threat. So I think that's what that...
Yes, he sees Hasbro as a threat, which is why he's a millionaire now, right? Which is why in terms of actual quality... And again, I'm not a G.I. Joe guy. I have some of the vintage stuff. I have some of the classified stuff. I don't buy a bunch of Valaverse Action Force stuff, not because they're not quality, but because I'm not really a paramilitary guy. I grew up on military bases and not really my thing. Had enough of that in real life. But I can hold a classified figure and I can hold a Valaverse figure. And I'm telling you right now, Valaverse beats the brakes off of them. Like just straight up. I'm sorry, but it's just true. In terms of value for money, in terms of what they can do, in terms of how modular they are, it just beats them. And that's as objective as you can get. Because I'm not as emotionally connected to G.I. Joe characters as these guys are. Except for Lady J. For reasons.
That's basically what that is. Oh, yeah, of course.
And yes, the Baroness. I'm not even going to pretend otherwise.
Of course. They hide it. You know what I mean? They hide it. Now, I don't...
Now, the question he's responding to is, dang, retroblasting and his goons are MAGA supporters? How embarrassing. And he says, well, they hide it. Russ, prove it. Prove it, you bootlicking simpleton. For once in your miserable, toy-addicted life, prove something you're claiming. I would love to mix it up with you at any given time because you will fumble all day long. You can't handle this type of conflict.
I don't go blabbing around about my political beliefs in my videos. I've never really mentioned them in my videos, but I've never tried to hide how I feel about this shit.
You know what? How about I just wink and nod and say that you're pro-pedophilia then? Why don't I do to you what you do to other people? Mister, you need to be kind. You need to do better.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't make it a point to get my politics all out there, but I've never tried to hide it. Yeah, and
isn't Michael a socialist European? No, he's a monarchist. He believes King Arthur needs to return.
With my religious beliefs.
I actually have no idea what he is in terms of that.
Dude, I don't go out there blabbing about all my religious beliefs, but when asked about it, or if it comes up, I don't hide it. Best way to sniff out the MAGA toy collectors mentioned, tarting is it's the trigger word. Yeah. The MAGA is the trigger word, right? They're sad people. They attack other people to make them feel good, like Cheeto Man. Exactly. And it all comes down to the
self-awareness here is non-existence. They attack other people to make them feel good. Anyways, I feel bad about things, so I'm going to attack people that I don't like. Are you kidding me? How do you do this with no self-awareness?
The hermaphrodite thing. I saw a clip of Laserpants talking about how his father called him a hermaphrodite for a very long time. His own father talks shit about his small penis. And the fact that this guy has a small dick and his dad made him embarrassed about his small dick goes to show the deep-rooted pain that comes from that. And if you're treated like garbage by your own father, chances of you treating other people like garbage is going to be very strong.
You know, I've been joking about it for the most part, but unironically, Russ, kill yourself immediately. Go to your kitchen, grab a knife, shove it in your neck, and pull all the way to the left. And I know it sounds harsh, right? It's not like a kid touch or anything, but the moment You try to play that stunt while pretending to be the hero of the situation, pretending to be the good guy. I'm going to psychoanalyze this person that I'm mad at and talk about something that may be traumatic, which, by the way, I did research on. I don't know where he's getting the small dick stuff from, like literally. And he apparently even used the wrong word because, listening back and finding out things, because I have asked other people. He called them morphodites. Essentially, he thought it was a funny word and said it. Like, to my knowledge, that's how that worked. Granted, he could have used the word homunculus. That would have been funny. Calling your children homunculus would have been funny. But hear what he says. He is giving you something that would be considered embarrassing, something traumatic, puts it out there as funny, and then tries to swing back around it. Well, they're more likely to abuse people if they had abusive parents. Unironically kill yourself. And I want to be very clear here. I'm not joking like Laser Pants is. I'm actually pissed at you at this point. You dishonest goon. Not only do you not deserve your platform, you don't deserve the air you breathe. And you owe Ryan an apology for this crap. Especially considering you didn't have the dick to do this publicly. You did this behind the scenes. Mr. I don't talk trash about people behind the scenes. You dishonest creep.
Our first relationships in this world are our parents. So to have your dad talking shit
mine was a Catwoman
about your small penis right from the jump is going to damage you. You know what I mean? You're not going to have the same kind of treatment. You're not going to be, you're not going to be so kind in your relationships as opposed to somebody who has a longer penis and somebody that has has had their parents. You know what? I'm not going to fucking lie, dude. I swear to God, that shit cracked me the fuck up because I had the opposite fucking reaction.
He's the good guy, guys. He's not abusive, but he's going to mock somebody's trauma. And he thoroughly believes this, by the way. He thoroughly believes this is what was said. It wasn't, but he thoroughly believes this is what it said, but he's going to laugh about it. Kill yourself, Russ. I hope one day you walk in and your toy room just collapses on you and you are crushed to death. Slowly.
Because my brother and I are the only ones that are half white. And they all said that I had a long dick as a baby. And they said that, oh my God, his dick's so much bigger than his older cousin's dick. Oh, it must be because he's half white.
What?
I'm not kidding, dude. This is a fucking Latin family's gonna be crazy with this.
Okay, chat, I have to ask a question. If you have family members comparing baby penises, what's a word you'd use to describe them? What is a word you would use to describe those people? And again, not just regular dicks, baby dicks. He is talking about baby dicks and his family talking about baby dicks. What words would you... Bingo. Congratulations, Shard. I'm pretty sure your family's full of pedophiles. So I don't know, Russ. I mean, we're going to use your logic. You were raised by people who talk about kid penises and are really amused by them and really like looking at them. What's that say about you, buddy? Are you more likely to touch kids because your parents or whatnot, your relatives are pedophiles? I don't know, dude. I don't know. And if you hear this, and you will, that's going to piss you off. I wonder why it would piss you off. Maybe think on that.
Kind of shit, dude. But they're like comparing baby dicks, all right? I was just a baby at the time. I had nothing to do with it, bro. Except for it being my fucking dick. But they compared my dick to my older cousin's dick. And the shit's fucking hilarious. So if you're going to... So could you imagine how Laser Pants' dad felt when he saw his son's tiny penis? Like, that's... Like, he was just like, damn, that's a fucking hermaphrodite.
The fact that he's talking about a father's pride in the size of their son's genitals makes me worry about his kids. And that's not a joke. I want to be very clear.
Yeah, so that makes me feel bad for Kanye West's 11-year-old who he fat-shamed on the internet. See, that's terrible, dude. That is terrible.
You can't bounce like that. I'm going to laugh about this guy, but it's terrible that it happened to him. Like, here's the thing, right? I have dogged on actual kid touchers. And I find out that happened to them when they were a kid. Despite the nonsense they pulled, despite the horrible thing they did that they should kill themselves over, I'm not going to make fun of the fact that they got touched. What is wrong with you? You deranged animal. Somebody needs to put you down.
My parents, if they ever talk shit about me, it is in friendly jest. It is not like my parents could joke, kind of talking shit, but they would never like try to diminish my character or shame me or try to embarrass me publicly or anything like that.
Because the funny thing, I do know something about Shardimus here, about Russ here, that is embarrassing. And the only reason I'm not doing it, I'm not putting it out there, is because it's not something he can control, and it wasn't his fault. But I want him to know that I do have that on a shelf. And if he wants to get stupid, he can get real stupid.
They would never try to hurt me talking shit like that or say anything that would be really hurtful. But yeah, that shit's traumatizing. Like that can mess with you for life, dude. I know a guy who's gone MAGA. He's deeply sexist, always has been, but he's completely controlled and fearful of his sociopathic wife. So he even sucks at being sexist. Dude. That is funny as shit. I know a guy who has gone MAGA. He's deeply sexist, always has been. He's completely controlled. Yeah, man.
If he's scared of his wife, he'd probably get abused by her. Why is that funny? I mean, you could say it's kind of ironic. It's not, like, funny. And Mr. Good Guy only talk about action figures here. Here's the thing that's the truth about these types of people. It's always the hyper B-positive action figure collectors who are genuinely the worst of people, who say the most unhinged things about actual human beings, but God forbid you criticize the plastic that they shove up their rectums for personal pleasure. You know? That's the mentality these freaks have. And they should be and must be bullied over it.
The guitar... Now, here's the other thing, too, is that I'm not going to live my life hating everybody that's MAGA, also. They are all...
No, instead you'll just use that term as a blanket term to attack people you don't like because they say truth about you or they say mean things about toys you like.
All brainwashed. If you are MAGA, you have been brainwashed. That is just... There is no way in your right mind that you'd be able to...
Russ, you shouldn't talk about people's right minds. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Encourage the kind of behavior and what we've seen from MAGA. You know, the insurrection and all the fucking illegal shit and all the fucking terrible fucking shit that George Washington would never be proud of. You would have to...
I don't think Russ knows about the Founding Fathers and their views on slavery, chat. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows.
Not be in your right mind to support all of that. So I pity MAGA followers. And I'm not going to hate them all just for being MAGA, but I will... I'm trying to practice patience and tolerance and stuff like that, and start tolerating them as being people in our society that need help, not tolerating their views. But I don't think all MAGA people want to hate everybody around them. Like, I don't think they want that. I don't think... Also, damn, I might made a mistake giving my 16-month a splash sword. He suddenly turned into Ronin and is swinging everywhere. Yeah, I gotta be careful. My wife had nightmares and fighting monsters. Dude, I was all stoked because I'd gotten some free toys that I put aside for my daughters. A Wonder Woman sword and a Rey Skywalker staff. So I gave them to the kids, all stoked. They're old enough now, 7 and 6 years old. I gave them to them to play with, and they start whacking each other with those things right away. And I'm like, oh, fuck, give me those.
Base!
Well, you guys can play, but you can't be hitting each other with these things, damn it.
What else reason would you have them? Let the kids beat each other. That's the fun of it.
My father hated me for being a geek. He wanted me to be a jock. Lots of hurtful shit. I had to learn how not to be a dick to others. See, that's tough.
You still got a lot of ways to go there, Greg XB3. Still got a long way to go, buddy.
That's tough, yeah, because if he was being a dick to you, that's going to carry with you on how you treat other people. Exactly. For me, I have no issues if you voted Trump. If the MAGA supporters I dislike, Michelle Waterton.
What do you think a Trump voter is? His entire platform was "Make America Great Again." I have no issues if you voted for Hitler. It's the Nazis I dislike. I mean, I know Trump equal Hitler, yada yada, but that's the dumbest thing ever.
The karate hottie from UFC dancing with her ex-husband in half Thai 10-year-old cringe. Ooh.
What?
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, I have cousins that voted for Trump, dude. And my cousin just had her 40th. I couldn't make it to her birthday party. Her and I debated back and forth about Trump and everything. But the first thing I did when I saw her was I bought her a shot of Patron. You know, like I'm not gonna make it a thing where I hate everybody who's MAGA or voted for Trump right away. That's not my goal or my intention at all. But one day the fog that has surrounded the MAGA mindset is going to clear one day, and they're gonna see how wrong they really were.
You're a child if you believe that. Unfortunately, some people gravitate to horrible movements and horrible things because they're horrible, not because they've been manipulated. What type of childish mentality does this idiot live under?
In the future. They can't see it now, but they will see it in the future. No, too bad on Laser Pants because my 2 exes liked my average-sized snake. Never had any of them, though, so that makes me feel better.
Why am I not surprised the guy with the Has-Been Hotel profile picture would say something that unhinged?
Anyhow, open those dope action figures. Yeah, dude. All right, let's get to... let me open up I got my Battle Beasts over here. I got to open up. Let me go grab them.
Why don't you open up your skull and donate it to somebody who actually can use it, you thick-headed moron? And yes, I know you guys hear Gigi in the background. So, that's what I have on these losers. So, you've seen them big themselves up about a confrontation at Comic-Con because they can't handle being memed on. And now you've seen Shart go completely mask off in a place he didn't think anybody would see. Shart, anytime you want to talk, buddy, anytime. You don't have to. I'm not going to hound you about it. But the option's always there. You're also welcome to try to swing at me on your platform because I've been swung at by larger creators than you and I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, you know what? If I had it my way, I'd just tell all these people to just start hounding these freaks for this specifically. If for no other reason than for this. Because now you've made it from you guys crying about action figures to, like, horrific things said that are not jokes. Like, seriously, there's something wrong with these idiots. But, anyways, we've been at this for 2 hours. How do you feel about the no kiosk? I've never seen it, and I don't care for Code Geass. But let me go ahead and now go to the Super Chats, because you guys have been very kind, as always. I know there's not many this time around, but, you know, whatever it is. Digital Sketch for $10. I unfortunately can't stay for long, but hope that you have a good stream, and here's some Gundam money, always appreciated. Agumon T1. Hey, Lio, I was thinking instead of having the same video on loop on the small screen, why not have all 3 Super 7 reviews on loop? I'll consider that. It's a good idea. Luna Calix for $5. Acting like interstate slander isn't a thing. Friends in MA diss me as a woodland hillbilly, and I go, okay, Kami. Like, do they know? True. True. Now, what's going to happen from here? I don't know. But I will say this. If he is dumb enough to swing, I have a call I can go over. All I need is just one person's permission for it. You gotta be some crackhead, Mr. Random Name. Are you still friends with F and GR and Buttons? No. They need to stop giving you people crack instead of meth. Go all the way. Don't be a pussy about it. Anywho. That's it for now. I hope you've all had fun. I hope you've all learned something. And I will go ahead and skedaddle for now. I don't know what the next stream is going to be about, but we'll find out in time. You guys have a good evening, and have a good weekend.
Don't miss the super androids that fly on wings of silver and fight with nerves of steel. The mighty Silverhawks.
Afternoons at 4.
Thundercats! Ho! Thunder excitement is flying at you this fall when the Thundercats tear into action.
Let's cut those mutants down to size.
Get ready to strike a blow for justice this fall with the mighty Thundercats.
Lupin! That man is a notorious thief who works all over the world!
Let's go meet this treasure that's soon to be ours.
Don't say that I didn't warn you. Stop that woman! You can't fool me! You're planning something again!
Jeez, Pops, can't get anything past you.
He'll steal your heart, and then he's coming for everything else. Lupin the Third, premiering next Saturday night at 2.
Take it off.
That'll be my pleasure!
Only Toonami on a...
Beast Wars Second! 最大の敵がついに目覚めた。ライオコンボイ変身！新司令官の登場だ。ガルバトロントランスフォーム！破壊大帝驚異の三段変形！ライオン台風！史上最大の対決に君も参加せよ。だからトランスフォーマービーストウォーズ。
If one is born a man, at least once in his life, he will dream of becoming the strongest man alive.
Are you surprised at all? This is Orochi-style karate.
That's it, baby. Come straight for me.
Your training has paid off most impressively. I'd be happy to reward you now for all the progress you've made.
It could never equal your
What an adorable little playground you have here.
Maki the Grappler.
You have accessed the secret files of the SWAT Cats. Name, automatic cement launcher. Function, launches pre-mixed fast-drying cement at the rate of 5,000 GPM, glots per minute. Very effective at freezing monsters right in their tracks. Ending transmission. You have accessed the secret files of the SWAT Cats. Name, Jake Clausen. Occupation, garage mechanic. Alias, Razor. Real job, SWAT Cat. Designs gadgets to capture bad guys. Goal, protection of Mega Cat City. Favorite expression, bingo. Ending transmission.
Meet St. Canard's Most Wanted.
Eat wanted, Starkling!
There's Megavolt, criminal circuit breaker.
It's playtime!
Quacker Jack, fiendish felon. Bushroot, experiment gone haywire.
I'm really not sinister, just misunderstood.
And diabolical evildoer, Nega Duck.
A rotten kind of guy!
And only one superhero can stop them.
The original, Mr. Fix-It! Get up!
Darkwing Duck.
A new Optimus Prime is here.
I'll transform Optimus! Power Master Optimus Prime, greatest leader of his time.
It's great to be back.
Now, Optimus Prime is back as a Power Master. He only transforms when his Nebulon becomes his engine.
Power Master Optimus Prime. Look, Optimus is transforming into a super robot. Power Master Transformers. They've got the power to surprise.
The earth lies shattered and broken. A ruined wasteland that is now struggling to sustain life. Humanity is near the end after a devastating global meltdown. The oceans have been boiled away in nuclear fire. The land is charred and disfigured, saturated with deadly toxins. Life is a nightmarish struggle. The radiation levels have created hideous, mutated human savages. Mentally deranged, they roam in search of food and water. Gruesome violence brings terrible death to those who encounter these murderous mutants. It is an orgy of chaos, madness on a global scale. Savagery knows no limits. There are no nations, no laws, no order. In this grim reality, the forces of good and evil are once more preparing to fight for the future of mankind. Far, far away, a star shines out from the blackness of space. A beacon for the lost, a symbol of hope, an unfailing comfort to those on a journey. Known as the North Star, it has, through the ages, meant many things to many men. Under this eternal light walks the namesake of this star, a man of power and purity. A living beacon of hope, destined to bring light into the darkness. He is a feared man, spoken of in hushed tones. A legendary fighter, able to call on secret powers. Violence is met with worse violence as Ken destroys the forces of his evil half-brother. Heads roll, bodies fall, and the earth runs red as Ken draws ever nearer to Shin's stronghold in the city of the Southern Cross. The scene is set for an epic struggle between good and evil. What Shin started cannot be stopped. Many will die trying. Many will run. But there is only one Fist of the North Star.